like Carson Macedo, and they growl about it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are here today. Yes, the Carson Macedo song is going away. We are here. We are here today to talk to Broke Joey. I almost gave it away. My little bitty topics that I have talked or will be talking about here very soon. We have a little bit different of a look here. We're trying to look proper for Broke Joe with the sweater and the collar. We have a collar on just for Joe. We a little skin showing. We could go all the way church boy for Broke Joe and put the button in, but no, we're gonna leave it. We even got glasses on, the tilted hat. It is looking good. And without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, Broke Joe's in the building. Broke Joe, you are here today. Are you okay emotionally at this point of life?
Well, we'll find out.
We are going to talk about, apparently you had an encounter with Kyle Larson with Joey Bats involved.
Sure, Joey was the middleman, and it went haywire.
Joey's always an interesting middle man. That's just an interesting way to put it.
Yeah.
We do have some topics here, and I was gonna just do my regular spill of say some topics and talk about them and then bring you in, but I was like, heck with it. We'll do the topics, and we'll just have you respond as we go about it. Obviously, the main topic everybody wants to know, how do you feel about my Carson Macedo song that I put out? Everybody wants your review of that song right here now. I know you say I suck, but you had to like at least the image that I made.
Well, I didn't. Is it okay for you to use my name in a song without getting my permission?
100%. 100%.
You can. In my public domain?
Anything. Hell, you could basically copy a song like if it's parody. You can literally copy. This is how, what was his name? Weird Al Yankovic or whatever. That's how he was able to get. Go ahead.
No, he had to call the writers of the song to get an okay before he could do a parody.
You don't have to do that anymore. You don't have to do that anymore. You could do a parody of a song like that Chasing You song I did about Larson a few years ago. I just marked it as parody and no copyright, 100%.
Well, it was different than when I saw the Weird Al talk about it. He would have to call the artist. Some artists did not okay what he wanted to do, but, a lot did. So
right.
I don't get any...
No royalties. Hell no.
There's no royalties.
You did not play a part in creating the art. It's an artwork deal. There's this artwork deal. There's statute of limitations in this artwork thing.
Okay.
But no response that bad?
Well, I don't like fake music. I thought the melody and the lyrics were fine. If you'd have put a real band in there with real drums and real instruments, I would have liked it more, but I thought for what it was, you did a good job.
Yeah, I just winged the melody and the lyrics. It took like 45 minutes to make the whole thing. So I'm really good at hearing a beat and finding something in it, if that makes sense. Like finding a tune.
I think that's about how long it took Bob Dylan to write Blowing in the Wind. And
he actually plays the instruments.
Yeah.
It's probably easier if you're playing the instruments, because if you want to change the tempo or this or that or the drop, you can just do it yourself.
Yeah, I haven't been on the show in a while, but I drop in once in a while to see what you're doing. You had a guy about a month ago. I call him Mr. Vulgarity. You had Mr. Vulgarity on. Remember him?
Is it that Skinner guy?
I don't know. You had some guy on, and I like when I'm not on and you and a guest are discussing what I should be doing. That's one of my favorite things.
Oh my God. What do you mean what you should be doing?
Well, the guy was saying I should be going to these dirt races and getting a suite and getting drunk and getting whores and stuff, and that was his idea.
He said that? I got to look this up. This had to be one of those 6
hours. Yeah, this Mr.
Vulgarity
guy. You had a Mr. Vulgarity guy. he was just talking like that, and I just thought it was interesting that was his idea of fun. That's what his mind came up with, and you agreed with him, I think.
Did you happen to see the guy who was living on a damn oil rig in the middle of the ocean and called in?
Yeah, I saw that. I don't understand your show in that. I thought the Bitcoin show was one of your best shows ever, and I just looked. It has 246 views.
I tried
Nobody
to push
on
it so bad too. I thought it was good.
Well, I really enjoyed it. I have money in MicroStrategy, and he mentioned MicroStrategy is part of a Bitcoin play.
Was that Michael Saylor?
That's right. He's the CEO of MicroStrategy.
How that Michael Saylor breaks it down with real estate, it actually makes a lot of sense.
But your viewers, what I don't understand is, for a show like that to only get 246 views means people are looking at your thumbnail and not even listening to. I mean, how many seconds do they got to listen to for you to get a view?
They just have to push play, Joe.
So if they listen to it for 5 seconds, you get a view.
From my understanding, yes.
So the thumbnail, Bitcoin in the thumbnail, was like kryptonite to your audience.
I think there's something going on, and I was going to talk about this. You're the perfect guest to talk about this. I think there's some weird kind of throttling back on certain people happening. I mean, now, David Gravel's a very boring individual. Let's just say it on camera. I mean, you get him a little liquored up and he runs me over with a golf cart while I'm interviewing Corey Day. That's different. That's real Gravel. But, you know, David Gravel on his live shows is relatively boring. But it was like 2 weeks ago, he did his first live in like forever. And it had like 800 views. And then he did the show 2 nights ago, I think, with Tyler Courtney and Chris Wyndham. And it only had like 2,000 views after a full 2 days of time. Like, there's some weird kind of throttling, I think, happening. It's odd, personally. I don't know if they like flagged the Trump voters or anyone but Kamala, and they're not getting the views, kind of like they did that to Joe Rogan with the Donald Trump interview. I don't know if that's happening. But there's something weird, especially that Bitcoin one. You thought you would at least think there would be more than 200 people halfway interested in that, right? I mean, at least to push play. It made no sense.
I probably, he's on the show for 2 hours. So I probably stopped and started it about 4 times myself on different computers over a course of a couple of days. But 246 views.
Yeah.
I mean, you could put a video of a cat doing somersaults on a couch and get 200,000.
Yeah. Well, but I mean, or I could sit here and just talk shit for an hour about stupid things that don't matter, or slobber knocker drunk, and that's going to get 1,000 easy. I mean, or at least 2. I mean, 200 views though, it didn't make sense. But a lot of people, it did seem very impactful. I mean, obviously, your buddy over there, Justin Sanders, reached out to me, said he thoroughly enjoyed it. I had a guy from Ohio who's an investor in a lot of things. He messaged me and said that the guy sold him on Bitcoin. He had never thought about getting into it. So it was informative to those who are informed. But, I mean, we could go back to talk about the fan base of the sport, and maybe that's why it's detouring. But
who you should talk to is Logan Seavey's brother, Tyler. He's the Bitcoin investor.
Oh, yeah?
I heard he made a tremendous amount of money in it, but I don't know if you ever talked to Logan Seavey.
Why ain't Logan in NASCAR or something? I mean, what the hell? Why ain't he in a 410? I mean,
I don't know. I don't know, why would his brother spend money on that? Let someone else do that.
Well, I mean,
Speaking of money,
go ahead.
I rarely do this. I was listening. I think it's the first time I really listened to Gio Scelzi's show? Have you listened to Gio Scelzi Says?
I have not listened to much of Scelzi Says. Jeremy Elliott agrees. You get so busy, it's hard to listen. So
Yeah, I've never listened to it, but he had on Terry McCarl, and I know Terry a little. I know Terry a little bit when he was out here, 1990, 1991, driving for Country Builders. It's when I was racing, and we raced against each other a little bit, and I know Terry, so I thought it would be interesting. But a couple numbers they brought up. Gio said on his show that when you consider all the expenses of the team he's with, the 18 car, all the shop rent and employees and motor rebuilds and everything, what number do you think he said it cost them to drop the trailer door per race?
What do we mean? Are we talking about like all expenses considered? Like
yeah.
Like how much is it worth, or how much does it cost to go to the track?
Much per race? How much per race, when you average out the expenses for the whole year, does it cost to run a race?
So are you saying like the expense to run the full season beginning to end divided by the races that you ran?
Yeah, that's what it sounded like. Yeah.
I mean, I would say it's anywhere from a solid 1.2 to 2 million to do it correctly on their level. I would say.
Well, no. He said it was 12,000 a race. It was about $1 million.
About $1 million, okay. About $1 million.
I don't know if that considers the equipment's already purchased.
That's what I'm saying. When I said 1.2 to 2, I was talking about buying a truck, buying a trailer, buying a car, buying everything.
$12,000 a race. $12,000 a race. And also, Terry was on, and they were talking about the front row challenge that he runs. And he said, because, the show was streamed, the race was streamed, and he has access to the numbers, that between the people in the stands and the people watching on the streaming, it was 100,000 people. I don't know how many people are at the race. Is it like 8,000 are at the race?
Maybe if.
So let's say he's basically saying 90,000 people were watching the streaming. He pointed out no other races were going on, but I thought it was interesting because people have trouble. We don't know what the streaming numbers are, and it was the first time I heard anybody really admit what an audience is to the streaming. I don't know.
Well, and then how does he know? Or this is the angle to a Terry McCarl. I'm not saying he's a bad guy or anything, but this is business negotiation tactics. Is he just saying 90,000 because he don't think he's getting enough of the cut, and he's just saying 90,000 to make this kind of uproar of inflation of a concern, because if there is 90,000 watching, for instance, that's a lot of money, and and that's why the number's always been secretive, I believe, because once you get a number, you can find out how much money's being moved. What
streaming service did the front row challenge?
I think it was Flow, which Flow's the hardest one to work with as a track or an event promoter, I think.
Why? Well, that's what Terry said, so I don't know if.
What do you mean? That's what he said.
That's what he said on Gio's show.
That there was 90,000, or that Flow's the hardest to work with?
No, he said between the fans in the stands and the streaming service, 100,000 people saw that race. That's what he said.
Well, he co-promoted or individual. I can't remember if it was a co or not, but he did the COVID race. I was at Park Jefferson when he did that, which was the first sporting event back from COVID in the world. And I heard the numbers on that was like 300,000-400,000 viewers. And if you equate the potential profiteering in that, see, that's where I think all the profits are being made right now is streaming. And that's why it's so hard to find numbers on this streaming shit. And that's why I think people don't want to give it up as easy.
Knuckle Skinner says, no way it's 90K.
It is kind of hard to believe, is it not? I mean, I could understand the Park Jefferson maybe getting 100,000. because it was the first sporting event back.
Well,
But
he pointed out there were no other races going on, and it's Knoxville week. So
well,
Kyle's there.
Here,
I don't know.
Now, now COVID got everybody used to streaming. Like pre-COVID, streaming was like an option, but not everybody did it. I feel like after COVID, streaming services, everything has just skyrocketed. Not just for racing, but everywhere. In saying that, I would say, I think it was 2020 or 2019 or 18, Chili Bowl one year when they were having their horrible MAV TV years, they did a free stream of the Chili Bowl main event, and they put it on Facebook for free. And I was like, oh my God, the views on this is going to be huge. It was only like 26,000 people, Joe, that watched the Chili Bowl main event for free. So when I saw that, I'm like, wow, how small are we? Now, you're saying, oh, well, that's a Chili Bowl, fuck midgets. I mean, Chili Bowl's a pretty big race. And for them to only be able to pull 26,000 people on Facebook for free, that's extremely low. So,
Yeah, well,
90,000 paid, 100,000 paid, that's kind of hard to believe.
well, I don't know if they consider how many people are watching the same stream.
This is true.
I don't know how they would know that.
Well, and it's hard to divvy up, what is that worth? Because Flow has so many races per month, and it's a yearly subscription. It's $12, $12.50 or whatever. I think they're actually going up. I believe this next year is going to be $175 a year. Which perfect scheme there. Get everybody in for the cheapest of all, and then bump it up a couple dollars every year. That's how you do it.
It is all the secret, though. It is all the secret. You can't get the numbers. Justin was telling me he's now part of the NARC board. They had like
the cartel let him in,
meeting. Huh? I don't know if his vote counts, but
they say it does.
Of course, they say it does. We'll get to some cartel monkey business a little later, but he was telling me one of the other guys in the Zoom meeting was wanting to know what the Flow numbers were, and nobody seems to know, or it's always a secret.
It is a secret.
Streaming numbers are the most guarded secret in America.
Well, it's where the money's at. I'm a firm believer that's where the money's at. And it's the easiest money to make.
And no one will tell you the real numbers, will they? No one. It's a secret.
And most of the people who are in charge of those numbers, unlike World Racing Group, but Flow and all these other entities, they most of the time, I mean, I guess Flow's finally kind of getting involved, but for however long, they didn't own a fucking racetrack. They didn't own a series. They weren't paying any real bills. I mean, they were paying, I believe it's a $30,000 3-year agreement on Vimeo or whatever they're, streaming, whatever they got to pay for the hosting of being able to stream is a significant investment. I believe it's $30,000 for 3 years. But outside of that, they ain't paying no purses. They ain't paying no platinum agreements. I mean, once again, Outlaws and Dirt Vision a little different, but most of these streaming companies, Inflow in particular, their neck ain't on the line at most of these events. But they're sure fucking raking in some money. And Terry McCall, for example, there, how much money does Flow have invested into the Front Row Challenge versus Terry McCall? They're not paying the fucking purse, are they?
Speaking of views, your Garrett Williamson show has less than 1,000 views. It looks like your views are going down.
Dude,
I don't understand.
There's something going on. Something's going on.
Am I going to get?
I think we're targeted. I think it's a targeted thing. I think that on it. This is tinfoil hat, Joe. 100% tinfoil hat. Here's what I think's going on.
Do you think the view numbers aren't real on videos?
No. Here's what I think's going on. This is 100% conspiracy theory, but this is what the tinfoil hat's telling me. Trump won the election, right? Obviously. And I've said this for a while now, that the left wing controls the media on the TV screen predominantly, and on the right wing, the social media, internet world is heavily right wing, in my opinion. There's tons of successful right wing medias and outlets on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook. There's a ton of them. There's not too many that are left wing. And so this last election was lost because of a narrative. You know, narratives control minds. This is all about mass manipulation. That's all it's about anyway. I think even the right's mass manipulated as well. Both sides are crazy. But it's about who could control the minds. And the left is in with the tech giants of Google, which owns YouTube, and some of these other conglomerates that are able to control some things outside of X. Which who knows if Elon Musk is undercover or not. You never know. You never know. But I think any channel that falls under the right-wing demographic, which is racing, and I'm honestly thinking, Joe, if you as the sole proprietor-based owner with your address, because you got to provide all your information to receive payments from YouTube or anything like that. So they know my name, they know my address, they know my social security number. If you and your vote did not go to Kamala Harris, I'm not saying I went Trump, but I didn't vote Kamala, I did vote. And I have a feeling that David Gravel didn't vote for Kamala either. So with that being said, I think that if you voted for anyone but Kamala Harris, you're getting throttled right now. I think any style of right-wing media is being throttled right now.
What do you mean?
And there was a tip-off on this. There was a tip-off on this.
What does that mean?
Joe Rogan had his shit.
What is throttled? What is throttled? I don't know what throttled means.
Throttled means that it's not being given.
The views aren't accurate?
No, it's not being accessed. It's not being properly represented. Like you say all the time, you got 14,000 subscribers, Chaz. So when you put out a video, 14,000 people get a notification on their phone that you put out a video. Technically, yes, that's what's supposed to happen. But all of a sudden, if the topic's Bitcoin and Bitcoin's a threat to the established currency and established, I mean, we could go down the whole world of what established that means when we're talking about money. If it's about Bitcoin and pushing that Bitcoin's under a right-wing ideology because Trump supported it and RFK supported it. So,
but why don't you do a show? Do a show that is the opposite of Bitcoin that will be on their side to see if the views are higher.
That would be a test. That would be a test. But I'm seeing a lot of evidence. I'm thinking it comes down to actual voting. Like, I think...
Well, I didn't vote. I didn't vote. I've never voted. So am I going to help the views?
No, I mean, you look at... Dude, how does David Gravel and Tyler Courtney and Chris Wyndham barely get over 2,000 views in 2 days? How? That don't make no sense to me.
What was his average show views?
He was getting a pretty good consistency. I mean, and he hadn't done nothing. Joey had like 800 views on his first comeback video ever. He should have killed it. It was like 800 after 1.5 days. That doesn't make no sense to me. He wasn't talking Bitcoin. I'm just saying this is why the conspiratorial side of me says anyone who did not vote left is being throttled in media right now. That's what I think.
Well, for how long?
I don't know. Until we figure out when the drones are going to come and get us, apparently, whatever they're saying in today's world. But I don't know. I don't know. I'm scared.
All right. I'm scared for you.
Yeah. Somebody just said, look at that pit bull on Dirt Vision only having 200 and some views. I don't believe that. I mean, until January 20th. Apparently, they're taking TikTok away on January 19th. Is that coincidence? The day before Trump gets in? That's interesting, is it? Yeah, TikTok is being removed from all U.S. platforms January 19th. Supreme Court ruling.
Well, I don't watch it anyway, so I don't care.
You've heard of it, though.
I've heard of it.
It's that thing
Don't
that
the
ticks
Chinese
and talks.
Don't the Chinese own it and they manipulate the Americans?
That is the idea. That is the idea. All right, let's get into some stuff. I don't want to fill the night up about conspiracy theories. We're already 30 minutes in. How late are we going, Joe? This is.
Well, first off, why is your show so late? It starts at 9. That's midnight on the East Coast. Why don't you start it 2 hours earlier so the East Coast can hear this?
No, nobody said that. There was a big important game on tonight.
It was a meaningless game.
It was not meaningless. It was the Fighting Irish where Joe Montana played.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not meaningless, Joe.
So you think that if you didn't want to go up against the Notre Dame football, you think your audience was waiting for the game to end?
It was Joe Montana versus Steve Kinzer. You know, Indiana.
Joe Montana was there in 1978.
Well, that's when Steve Kinzer started getting popular, too. That's not the point, Joe. No.
But you think you hurt your viewers? You thought it would hurt your viewers coming on during the game?
No. I was intrigued. I mean, once the game went a landslide.
It's about you.
I never said I would be on at 9. I thought it would be a Friday. We could go a little late. It wouldn't affect the views too much.
Okay.
The viewers are pretty. I mean, we're sustaining at 80, 90. That's typical-ish.
I'm just saying the East Coast, it's past midnight on the East Coast.
But nobody matters. Those are all PA people. Fuck them. They don't care. I don't care about.
That's the sprint car fans. There's no fans out here. I went to some of these races.
Well, obviously, we're proving them wrong, Joe. We're proving them wrong.
Okay.
We're proving them wrong. We got Australia people in here from Perth. It's fucking 11 in the morning. I wanted to talk about some Perth stuff. I wanted to talk about Sam Hafertepe Jr. It's good you got some audio up. Did you hear what Sam Hafertepe Jr. said?
No. About what?
Oh, he went in on Brad Sweet. Hold on, we got to bring this up. I'm going to do these topics real quick. You could comment as you want to. You might have to audio up on your side to hear this. I might go ahead. I'll mute you right now, Joe. How about that? So you can listen to the show and hear what I got to say. I'll unmute you as I get through the end of the topic. This was a situation on a show called The Drivers Project. I'm sure, Joe, have you seen this?
I know there's a show called that, but I've never watched it, no.
Sam Hafertepe Jr. is on there somehow. I mean, I don't know how Hank.
Wait, I've seen they had Hickle. They had about 4 or 5 guys on there.
That's the one Selzy, the other Selzy, Dominic.
Yeah, I watched it once and I thought it was horrible. I turned it off after about 4 minutes.
Why did you do that? What was the reason?
It was the one Carson Macedo was on.
Oh.
And Dom and Hickle were there, and
that's the one where Carson was lying, basically, and apologizing.
It's just not a show where these people come from a world that's so different than mine that their view on things, I just don't really agree with what they're saying.
This is true. But you might like this one because sometimes money can call out money. So we're about to play an audio clip where Sam Hafertepe Jr., in my opinion, calls out Brad Sweet and High Limit, and it has to do with Wickers. So if you haven't ever seen it, wait, you seen this?
Let's go.
Okay. Joe's going to listen. We got him muted real quick. Listen to this little clip about high limit and the wicker bill rule that they have played with, instituted. The first voice you're going to hear is Sam Hafertepe Jr. I believe JJ Hickle comments in this one. But this is actually really good stuff. Just a little segment here. And then listen, in my opinion, he's calling high limit and Brad Sweet out. Maybe it's a short man, red-haired syndrome, but give this a listen. Listen to this right here.
I think based upon this, what I would think, and I don't like, for the life of me, I can't understand why they picked 1.5. Like we went to 1.
Right.
We went to 1. Then, we were at 2 before. And, that we went to 1 because the reason was, the 2 makes too much dirty air behind the wing and you can't race, good behind 2-inch wicker bill. You can ask JJ whether we were on a 1-inch or a 2-inch. The dirty air was still dog shit, whether it was behind a 1-inch or a 2-inch. It didn't really matter. Would you agree, JJ?
Yeah, it didn't change anything noticeably.
Yeah. So that was the first reason we all went to the 1 inch is because, we think the dirty air is going to, change things and blah, blah, blah. So the racing would be better. Well, obviously the racing wasn't any better. So the only reason I could see that he would be this passionate is because I think he wants everybody to follow his path, to be like, like the Outlaws always used to be, okay, guys, we're going to this rule. Well, then Knoxville followed suit. Everybody followed suit. It all fell in line. Well, I think he just wants to be that guy that everybody falls in line to. Like, I think he wants the Outlaws to fall in line to him, and he wants, the Knoxville to fall in line to him. And I think that's really not the place they should be at right now. I truly think high limit should have just fell in place with what the Outlaws were doing, what Knoxville was doing, and keep building their program. I think making these rules that they've made and allowing, let's say allowing the deal to fill the tire back up.
Yeah.
Like, to allow that, to me. And okay, I'm not I don't really care too much about the adjustable shock. I think that's okay. It's not very spendy. But to make these changes that he's made and try to enforce that on the Outlaws to follow suit and get, Knoxville to follow suit, I don't think they're at the stature right now to be able to do that.
So that is the little clip there, Joe. What do you think? I think it's. I think he kind of he hit on a point there. I paused it already there, Joe. I think he hit. I think he hit a really good point there. He's basically. Oh, I don't know what's going on over there, Joe. Might have to turn it down in the background, but he's basically saying to me, high limit didn't need to make all these rules, and they're trying to act like they kind of dictate the racing scene, like the Outlaws used to, or did until high limit came along. Do you kind of see that angle there, or no?
Boy, that's interesting. So the questions are, why did they make these? There's basically 3 rule changes: the wicker bill, the adjustable shocks, and the pumps and the bleeders.
Correct. And Hafertepe, his angle, it seems like, is saying, especially with the wicker bill, he's saying the shit don't matter. This wicker bill ain't necessarily affecting the racing as much as Brent Marks wants to cry about it. Technically, that's the only guy we've seen mention maybe something along those lines was Brent Marks's post about wicker bills and all these rules changes. But it sounded like he's coming across as saying Brad Sweet and High Limit's only doing this to try to act in a way like this leader of the industry, and everyone else should just kind of follow in their line. Kind of like, and he's right in saying this, the Outlaws would make a rule change and everyone else would fall in line. And I think High Limit was sort of overstepping because they're not that far along yet, but they were trying to take this big leap into making rule changes in hopes that everyone else would follow in suit. Does that make sense?
What was the rule? Was the rule this year 1 inch for outlaws and high limit?
I believe so, yes. Prior to that, it was a maximum 2, I believe.
Yeah, I remember the 2. I'm more concerned about why the adjustable shock. Who pulled that out? What was the point of this?
Well, he didn't necessarily see an issue with that. It is a very relatively low.
Yeah, but still, why do it at all? Why?
They're
Even if
kind
it's only gonna
of.
cost-
I mean, it is. Well, sprint car, USAC. I mean, non-wing midgets, all that. They've been using adjustable shocks for years. I was kind of not shocked, but I guess kind of. Wow,
Yeah,
wing
but
racing ain't already doing that, because I mean, I've seen it in non-wing racing so much already.
I know you're adding a cost. I know it's not a big cost, but you're adding a cost. And to me, do you see the coincidence that he drives for Casey Kane and they sell Kane shocks, and it's another part that the shock business will sell people?
Yeah, I mean, do you think it was random that the day that High Limit announced this inflatable system with the tires, that Jeff Swindell was on Facebook posting the newest product that's ready and available? I mean,
But no, I think that is a good safety feature, because
that's what some people are saying. Apparently, Chase Johnson's incident was being blamed on that.
Well, me and Justin talked about the Chase Johnson situation, that when you have maybe over 10 laps of green and then you have a long red, you could easily lose pound and a half of air.
And that's what happened there, I believe, right? Was it a red, or was it the fuel?
Because it was the Tanner Thorson crashing into the front stretch wall.
Correct.
And a long delay, and then Chase went in on the cushion. And I think that's a safety feature. McCarl talked about it. They didn't mention it as a safety feature. I think it's a good thing for a driver to have consistency in the air pressure after a red.
You got me on speakerphone over there. There's a lot of feedback right now. Something changed. What's going on?
Okay, I'll get off the speaker. Does it sound better?
Yeah, that's better. It was anytime I was making any noise, it was like flickering or overloading the back feed there.
Over modulating.
It was modulating.
I don't
that's
know.
the word.
The rule changes. Why would anybody run it? Could a driver even feel the difference between a 1 inch and a half inch on the wicker bill? You're telling me they can feel that?
Well, and I think that's his point. Above what's good or what isn't, that High Limit was just trying to make a change here that they, in their eyes, they could kind of set the tone as we're one of these big daddy leagues, that if we change something, everybody else should kind of follow our suit. I think that was what he was trying to say there.
I think the important overall thing about it is Sam Hafertepe was leery about what High Limit is doing. Yeah. That the overview is bigger than the particulars of what he's saying. He's thinking there's motives other than helping the racing behind what High Limit are doing.
That's smart though, Joe. That's smart. I'm impressed by Sam here. I'm not always impressed with his ability on the racetrack or wrecking cars and destroying, poor old Hank Davis. But in this instance, I was like, wow, Sam Hafertepe might be smart enough to figure some shit out.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying as well? You're impressed by that?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That he's what's the word? He's
questioning.
Yeah, he's questioning. He's a little leery of the motives behind what they're doing with High Limit.
Right. And it makes sense. How he proposed it makes perfect sense, does it not?
Maybe the Outlaws come out with like a 1 3/8 wicker.
Of course, Joe. Is Ravon.com going to have that part ready, 1 3/8 wicker? Or do you not sell wickers? You're missing out if you ain't.
We over here try to cheat. We'll run like a 1 5/8.
Yeah. Or a 1 4/10.
Notice.
Even though apparently 4/10 is not a technical measurement, Joe. Did you know this?
It's 2/5.
Right. So all this time they've been saying 4/10. It's a lie, or it's idiotic, one of the two. And technically, it's not even
Okay, let's
dirt
go to the next
racing. It's
topic.
soil. It's soil racing, Joe. It's soil.
What's the next
racing.
topic here?
Okay, next topic. I know this is gonna. It's actually gonna pirouette into your topic, Joe. We have a slide for you as well. Do you like my new setup here with the slides? Do you like this? How about opinion on this?
I'm trying to look at the screen.
Okay. All right. We'll switch over.
Well,
I think.
Well,
okay. Go ahead.
well, here's what I don't understand. Last time I was on the show, the most famous part of the show was that 40-minute clip of me questioning your lifestyle.
It was good. I'm not shy. I'll take it on the chin.
No, but what I'm saying is, I don't know how long ago that was. That a couple months ago, maybe a couple months ago.
Two?
It seems like at that point in time, you were fighting what I was saying, but like you were talking on a show yesterday that, oh, you got to lose weight and go to the gym, and
I've been saying that for a year and a
as
half, Joe. You can't blame that on you. I mean,
but
I used
when
to,
you had the Bitcoin,
Go ahead.
when you had the Bitcoin guy on that nobody listened to except me and Justin, you weren't questioning like how many hours he's working, and you weren't saying, well, money doesn't really matter, it's all perspective. You weren't using the same jargon against him working and trying to save for retirement and being financially responsible as you were against me. I thought that was interesting.
Well, I sit there and I see Bitcoin as a different entity. So what I mean by that is, I think with traditional money, there are some inherited issues, and the issues that is a problem with traditional money is what the Bitcoin community and things like him have mentioned. As he said in the show, me and him have known each other for about, I'd say, going on 3 years now. And I've always stayed in contact and messaged him randomly here and there because, you know, when we had our initial conversations, he agrees in a lot of the things that I believe in that is wrong as well. I don't believe in hard work going unrewarded. I feel like personally, and this is where I will differ, even though I've been living this flamboyant life, my life is my work, Joe. So, I mean, I really don't have a life in a particular sense. So some of your claims are different. But when it comes to Bitcoin and that community and that ideology behind that currency, it is very aligned with money doesn't matter and money is an issue and money is a problem because of the systematic providing because of the system providing a currency that in a sense is robbing you. You know, I mean, it's a slavery-based system. I say all the time, money is the new whip. The reason you're in that shop every day is because that money tells you to. It doesn't mean you want to be in that shop every day, but money forces
you. Everybody's somewhere to make their money. You're doing the show to make some money.
Yeah. But I also believe in a God that if I don't receive money, that there is something higher or a bigger entity that is in control of the money, that is in control of tomorrow, that is in control of financial and success. You don't believe that? A lot of people don't. It's fine. But I do believe that there is something tabulating your effort. I believe you put a lot of effort into something, and even though the motive may have been for money, you've been rewarded in one way or another. Some people's lifestyles aren't necessarily about the dollars and the cents, but sometimes the dollars and the cents fall in and work their way or appear or come or opportunity happens. You know, today when I'm sitting on the couch and I'm like, fuck, I'm trying to figure out what I need to do today or what I'm trying to figure out. I made some good money earlier today, this morning, And I'm like trying to figure it out. Damn, I need this. I need to do that. I need to do. And then all of a sudden my PayPal pops up. It says, Joe Von Schriltz has sent you $121. You did that, but
Wait a minute.
it just happened.
Did someone hack my account?
That's a magical award. I
Did
think
somebody
God's in
hack
control
my
of you.
account?
God's in control of you, Joe, is what I'm saying. There is certain things that happen in time-based situations that you may have done or somebody else may have done that is a result of the effort and the work. So I didn't question him because I think the Bitcoin community and investments and people thinking
No, but
like
not
him
that.
is
But why
good.
didn't you tell the guy? Why didn't you tell the guy, hey, you're working too much. You got no life. You know, you could die tomorrow. You don't meet enough people. Why weren't you telling? He's living like I am. The guy sounds like a worker, and he's working. But you weren't giving him the third degree like I was getting.
Joe, but because he put on the Bitcoin convention that had Donald Trump there speaking. Last weekend, he went to Abu Dhabi for the F1 race and hosted a Bitcoin convention there and created things and is doing and is living. He's not just in a shop. That's the only that's my only critique.
But you think
he's living.
But
he's
I'm
using
doing
the money
things
as
too.
a tool to live.
But
now
I'm-
you don't. You may.
but
Okay. That's
you don't
where
know
it
what I'm
stops.
doing.
That's where it stops for me.
You don't know what I'm doing.
You're trying to make this about you, Joe. This is narcissism 101.
No.
I'm just playing, but
Okay, well we did that last show. Let's move on to the next topic.
I don't want to get in an argument with you. Fuck, we were having a good time. Damn it. No, but the
Well, let's
Bitcoin
get to
guy,
the
he
next-
travels, he goes, he experiences life. That's what I'm saying. You got to have,
But I'm saying when you were here, I gave you a tour around Tesla. I said, these guys are winners. The stock was at 240. You don't care. 16 months later, it's like at 450. You could have made I don't know why you're not interested in investing and making money when money is like, you got to do your Uber Eats or whatever you're doing for money. Why didn't you?
I
why don't you buy
invested into
Bitcoin?
different things. You didn't understand this, and you still don't, and you won't. That's fine.
No.
I invested into
because-
different things. I invested into
No, you
equipment, or I
have
invested into going somewhere.
No, but that's
or
no, that's expenditures. Those are expenses.
it depends
those
on
are
what
business
you find as an investment.
No.
Do you find Long Live the
No, no.
Chaz on
If you-
Facebook as an investment? Or YouTube as an investment?
You said going to Australia
Was an investment.
was an No, it's an expense.
No, it's an investment. It depends
Well,
on
how
what
much
you're
did it
building.
return?
What are you trying
How
to build?
much did it return?
Depends on what you're trying to get paid in, Joe.
Well, we can go in circles again because you don't understand
people get
business.
paid in money. People get paid in relevancy. People get paid in exposure.
No,
Yes, 100%. People will
no.
people will pay a guy with the camera to take a video and some pictures and make some Instagram reels and all this shit because they're trying to build something. This is a valuable commodity. They're trying to build relevancy. They're trying to build
Yeah,
a
but
name,
you
a
don't-
brand. This is about
but-
a brand. This is about brand. Okay,
but you're
brand
trying-
awareness. If it's investment in the brand, people come up to me and say this all the time, Chaz. You got a brand,
But the
Chaz. I'm
brand-
trying to get to where you're at. People are trying to figure out how to get to where I'm at, Joe. I know it's crazy for you to hear this.
No, but the goal is to have finances. A brand doesn't mean anything.
Brands
How much is
do
the brand?
mean things. I'm sorry, Joe.
They,
They
how
do.
much? But it has to mean a financial gain, or there's no point in having
It
a brand.
does. Correct.
Everybody. The
100%.
bottom line is to get your finances straightened out. I don't understand.
Do you
why
know how
don't think
business
that's
deals
true.
are commenced in normal society world, business wise? I mean, I'm not necessarily bad off in the business sense. I mean, I'm not the best in the world, but I feel like I carry myself decently well. But when you have things to conversate and talk about with people in a business conversation, that is how you can actually go somewhere. If you come into like, say, I'm going to do I'm going to be a promoter or an agent of a guy,
But this is all talk.
we've done
What
this.
are you actually doing? You keep trying to just bulldoze me with talk and
I'm not trying to
what
bulldoze you. You just
money,
don't see
what
the investment.
money are you making? Are you making money? I hate to get back into this.
It's a bad topic.
Because months keep going by, and we're all getting older,
Right.
and you can't go to the bank and get a loan. You have no investments. You have no
You don't know
equity.
this, Joe. I mean, I get the offers in the mail all the time. I mean, to go and get a loan and
Well,
all this
yeah.
stuff. I don't do it because I
Well-
don't believe in becoming indebted to a bank
Well, they're
loan
scams.
or
I'm
credit.
talking
Yeah,
going
exactly.
to a real bank.
You know, yeah. I mean, there is a lot of scam. It depends
Okay.
on how much debt you want to endure and what business plan you have and that you're ready to propose to even be able to go into that debt for that loan.
Okay, you're going to be 40, and the net worth is still.
Hey, I got 2.5 years to prove you wrong. That's fine. That's fine.
Okay.
Anyways,
Okay,
next
get on another
topic. Let's
topic.
go to successful. Let's just do what they say, Joe. Like you say, I'm doing all the time, or they say, I'm just hating on successful individuals in this next topic. I have to talk about personally the Kyle Larson car for Perth. I'm sorry, we have to go down this route. They released images of Kyle Larson's Perth Motorplex high limit international vehicle. It's making headlines, Joe. I know you're particular about paint schemes and race cars. But in my opinion here, Joe, I mean, this is supposed to be the greatest American race car driver potentially in the world. And they put him in a shit fucking green, plain white wannabe Paul Silva, wish they could ever be, won't ever even come close. Ugliest as fuck race car I've ever seen in my life. Obviously, this Shalom, I guess it's maybe a Muslim company. I'm not trying to be, or wait, that's Jewish, sorry. I'm not trying to be offended to the Jewish or Muslim community. Shalom. Am I supposed to be wearing some kind of hat or something on my head when I say shalom? I feel like I should be. But this is potentially one of the ugliest cars I've ever seen in my life, Joe. Do you have any opinion on the paint scheme? Is it super hot or super not? Did playing go right or wrong in this instance, Joe? I just think that how can you bring Kyle Larson over and put him in this race car, Joe? Do you have an opinion on this paint scheme? I know you might like it. You probably will. You probably fucking will.
I've seen a lot worse.
You've seen a lot worse.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think it's.
You think it's clean?
I
think it's nice.
Yeah, I don't think it's too bad.
You understand this isn't a paint scheme for Justin Sanders. This is a paint scheme for Kyle Larson.
Well, what do you want, a circus wagon?
I mean, something close, potentially. Actually, yes.
You want a Blackbeard design where every car looks the same?
Not a Blackbeard design, but maybe like, you could have a picture of Caitlin in a bikini on the bitch or something, doing one of those shotguns or something. You know what is Kyle Larson to Australia? Is he just plain white with some green lettering? I mean,
well,
I just expected more. I mean,
you want me to grade it on a scale of 1 to 10 like they do the cards?
I'm still about to put this grading site together, Joe. It's in the works. This thing that takes so long, that takes skill.
I'll give it a 6 out of 10.
A 6 is low, Joe.
A 6 out of 10.
Okay, so this is where it goes. Because now, if we start this website that I'm in the works of getting, where we're grading drivers from different regions, we're going to have different teams on this website, Joe. Where we'll have Team Australia, Team West Coast, Team Midwest, Team South, Team East Coast, Southeast. And we're going to have to grade these drivers. And people are going to see, for instance, Sam Hafertepe Jr., he's a 4 out of 10. And they're going to be like, why? And then you got to explain why. So, 6 out of 10, why? Why is it a 6 out of 10? What's not making this a 10 out of 10? We're not doing glass half full. It's half fucking empty. Why is it empty, Joe?
Well, I just think.
Are you anti-Jewish? Shalom? Is that what it is?
No.
Okay.
It's weird that the spacing of the word, is it what is it? Shalom.
I mean, that's
whatever
what it
the
looks
word is.
like. I mean, Assalamu alaikum. I don't know
But-
what is it,
But
Hanukkah.
it's kind of strange how it's spaced wrong. It's too far away from the top, and it's out like it's out almost in the middle of the.
Like where they
it's
put
out in
it
the middle
on
of
the
nowhere.
wing. You're saying the actual sticker.
Yeah, it's not the way you would. It's not the way Yak Graphics would do it, or Brad Skadden or Professional. It's breaking rules of the spacing between the top of the wing and the top of the lettering is bigger than the actual lettering. It looks goofy.
Right,
It's not
and
right.
you obviously, you know how to space lettering correctly. I think I have a Joe 121 car here. Where is your Joe? Where's your Ravon car at? We got to show him that you know what you're talking about. There he comes. There's the broke Joe. There it is. So you've actually you letter your cars correct. Your 121.
There's no lettering; it's just a number on it.
It's a number, but you stuck it, right? You stuck that number on that car, right? I believe, right? I mean, hopefully.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I can put.
So
the number
you're
on the wing.
saying the sticker on this Shalom Alaikum or what? I'm scared to keep talking. Jews, the Jewish people are very powerful in the world. You're saying it's just stuck in the incorrect position on the wing.
It should. Well, first off, it should be moved up about 6 inches.
Do you think if you move that up 6 inches, would you move the 1K down?
No. The 1K looks right because the distance between the top and the back is equal. If they move the if they move the Shalom up 6 inches, I'd give it another half point. I'd give it a 6.5.
Okay. So that's the one issue.
It's one issue.
So what? So what's the other 3.5 points? I'm doing my math correctly, right? I can get that right. I can't do my math right in the bank accounts according to you, but I can get my math right on the scale of 1 to 10. Continue.
The number the one on the 1K looks very weak. It's green, but it has just an outline like a third grader.
Like a little bitch.
Drop shit. Well, there's no drop shadow. The one has no personality. Look at the one, like the top of the one where the little ear goes out. It just, you don't even, it just, the K looks
dyslexic.
Very unimaginative lettering. There's no, what's the word? There's no flair in the lettering. You could have made the lettering, you know,
like his K, like hold on. There's a picture in here where it's got the KL, the Kyle Larson logo. It looked like they were trying to get close to the KL. Yeah. Why not make the K like his KL?
It looks like a beginner did this. Yeah, it's a little off. The style of one. Well, the style of the one looks like they pulled it right out of a font book.
Yeah, there's no customization.
That's right. It wasn't drawn. Like my 121, the style of the lettering, and they could have made the one a little bigger. See, I don't like this on numbers. On the Outlaw, the Blackbeard, they make the numbers like half the size of the wing, and then they divide the wing up with all these lines and zigs and zags.
So what did you do to make the 121 rare in what you were talking about? It's not a font, right?
No, I'm not. I can't really remember where I got the numbers from, but I mean, the two. Well, look at my one. I don't know. You can zoom in. I don't know. But let's go back to the Kyle Larson car. The lettering on the hood. I don't see how the lettering on my hood is straight.
Hold on. Let me get this up.
See, I think that picture had Andy's construction on my car.
It's perpendicular. Is that the correct word?
It's horizontal.
Horizontal, but it's correct. It's in flow with the hood of the car. Yeah,
I don't like this Blackbeard phenomenon where everybody slants their name at an angle on the hood.
Right, like
this is just my personal.
You could think that JP. I don't know if it's a JPM or somebody tried to write the letter S.
You don't even know what it is.
It kind of looks like the letter S skewed and tilted. You know, If I was to tilt
But-
my head and look at that J, I see a letter S. But then it also, you know, they were saying some of the complimenting people on this, they were like, at least you don't have the headers that stick up. With how this lettering is laid on the car, how that S or J sticks up, you could confuse it as the header sticking up because it's slanted going back with the car, Joe.
Well, see, I'm old school. First off, you know, I watch your videos and a commercial comes up like every 3 minutes.
That's good.
You must be making money on it.
I hope. My
have to
whole
keep-
25 cents.
Okay, but I don't like slanted lettering, and I think that's every sprint car now. Everybody on the Outlaw Tour have slanted lettering, right?
Maybe.
That's the new.
The Shalom isn't slanted, Joe. Nitpicking.
No, but I'm talking about on the car, the hood itself.
Well, I don't think this JPM is slanted. It's just like tilted. I don't know if that's different.
Well, okay, but same thing. It's tilted. I don't like it being tilted. What it looks like.
Do you think they're trying to go with the flow of the hood going back, kind of? Are they?
Of course,
trying
they're
to,
trying to, but I'm saying I don't like that. I like when the sponsor name is all on the hood and not on the arm guard. Where now these guys want their name 5 feet long. I just, if you go back to this, I go back to the 80s and 90s sprint cars. I think they were the best looking cars. If you go back to like Sammy's Channel Lock car or Steve's Quaker State car or Sammy's Hooters car, the sponsor's name was all on the hood. It didn't go back to the arm guard.
Hold on, we can look this up. Hold on, Sammy Swindell.
Go to the Channel Lock car.
You're gonna look dumb.
97.
Look, it already prequeled. Oh my, here we go. 97. Let's see here. Oh, here we
Maybe
go.
I'm wrong. The Channel Lock car? I could be wrong.
I got you. It looks like you're right, Joe. Although that does look ugly for that car.
But see how.
Okay, there's a better one.
There's
a better one. There's a better one.
See how it. I mean, that's kind of ugly looking car. But look at
I
Steve's
changed
Quaker
it. I
State.
changed
See-
it. This is good. This is not bad.
See, it's straight. It's straight, and they don't have all these stripes and zigzags. See, I like these cars. The car's one color with a number and a sponsor name. They don't have all these zigzags and drop shadows and multiple colors. And the vinyl graphics guys are trying to make a living.
Well, and that number one right there, that
has more personality. And see the size of it, how much bigger the one is on the wing? It's like 2/3 of the wing. They keep making the numbers smaller on wings. I don't like that.
well, and I also would say, you know, it's hard to
Put up Sheldon's car from last year. Look how small the numbers are on the wing.
Well, I know it's just like the 1K here, but I would say that it's hard to be a number one, is it not? I mean, Sammy became it's almost like trying to be the number 3 in NASCAR. It's Dale Sr. You know, I think that's your bigger problem here, is it not?
We can cry a little more seriously. There's nothing.
Joe,
better
I
to
feel like
cry
you're
about
reading the
than
comments. You can't read the
Yeah,
comments, Joe.
I love the comments. When I was on the show last, my favorite comment was when somebody said, Joe is the reason, guys like Joe are the reason I moved out of Fremont. That was my favorite.
You can't listen to these guys, Joe. You can't.
It's great. It's great.
You can't do it, Joe. You can't do it.
Okay, let's go to the next topic. Okay, the car, I gave it
Are you
my
sure
grade.
you want the next topic, Joe? You
Yeah,
sure
why
you
not?
want the
Come
next
on, let's go.
fucking topic, Joe?
Move the show along. Come
Okay,
on.
the next topic is right here. Kyle Larson turns Broke Joe down. The ticket tango. Broke Joe, apparently, here, we're saying it right now. You were turned, and this is why you're hating on his purse scheme. They'll say I'm hating on his scheme because, it's the Chaz, fuck him, he hates Kyle.
Well,
even though I'm
gave
going to
it a
get
6.
on to Caitlin about this ticket bullshit. But
I gave it a 6.
you gave it a
paint
6,
scheme a
which is
6.
saying it's fucking ugly and being nice at the same time. So
No, I said I've seen a lot worse.
okay,
Put up
you
all the
have-
cars.
yeah,
I'll grade them all.
Yeah, I mean, I could go to a girl and she's not my type, but I could say, yeah, I've seen girls uglier than you, but I'm going to walk away. Regardless,
You could say I've paid for worse than you.
what happened, Joe? What happened? You wanted the
card-
next topic. This is the next topic, and it's the final topic because I think this could be it. You may hang up.
Okay.
What apparently Kyle Larson turned you down. What happened? What were you trying to do? Set the tone. You know how to do this. You're good. You're lying over there in your little shop. We ain't talking about
Upstairs.
Bitcoin. Talk about the ticket. What happened?
You want the whole? Okay, this is the whole ticket story, from beginning to end. You want the whole story?
Is it premeditated?
You know. Okay. Okay. You know I have memorabilia over here signed, right? You know that's my deal.
That is your deal.
I sent you the that Hank Aaron card I just bought. A 1961 Hank Aaron graded a 7 is the highest graded card he signed that year. I paid $3,500 for it, right? I bought the Hank Aaron card. So,
well, you texted it to me. If you would have emailed it, I would show it. But yes, you texted it. Yes.
Oh, see, I wanted you to be able to show these things.
Well, you better email them to me real quick. But continue your story.
Oh, I'd have to. Okay. My friend Sean Thomas went to the Indy 500, and after the race, he was going to get his ticket signed and give it to a friend of his that is a Kyle Larson fan. So he gave his ticket to Dean Mills, and Kyle signed the ticket. And I thought, wow, man, that's a good idea. I should get some Indy 500 tickets, or get an Indy 500 ticket, I was thinking, and have Kyle sign it. Okay? He's Rookie of the Year. It's his Indy debut. Debuts are big. His Indy debut, Kyle Larson, Indy 500 ticket. So I figured if I was going to do this, I should buy more than one ticket, because I go, well, I can keep one. I can give Joey one. I can give Kyle Larson's mom one. And I can give a couple to the Trophy Cup Make-A-Wish Foundation. They could raffle a couple off. I mean, if I'm going to do it, why do one? So, I'll buy more than one, because, it's not that much more effort. So I went online and I bought 5 full tickets. These were tickets that people bought and they did not go to the race.
Really?
So I had 3 tickets, 3 full tickets, and get this. I found 2 full tickets that were already signed by Joseph Newgarden.
Wow.
So I go, hey, this is good.
Wow. So, that is good. Yeah.
So, okay, so now the ticket, which, damn, I wish you could show it. I don't know how I could.
I went to the Indy 500, Joe. I'm this poor broke loser guy, but I was there,
ticket, If you look at the ticket, down at the bottom, there's a white area that shows you your seat and your section and all that.
I had a ticket, Joe,
And then the ticket's kind of dark green. It shows the center tower, like the tower. It's kind of darkish green. So I got the 5 tickets, and I go, Joey, he can get Kyle. Joey, this gives Joey something to do, because he was all excited. Kyle will be at the high limit race at Tulare, and Kyle will sign the tickets. It's kind of good. So I bought a brand new pin, and Newgarden signed down at the bottom, so we'll have Kyle sign on the tower.
What color did he sign?
See, this is where I made a mistake. Okay, I made a mistake here. One of the tickets Newgarden signed in silver, so Kyle signed in silver, and one of the tickets Newgarden signed in black down at the bottom. So I thought the greenish ticket was light enough that Kyle could sign in black and it would look good. So what I did is I go, okay, I don't want to use Kyle. He's a professional racer. So
you have a history, he's from California. You don't want to be an asshole.
No. So I'll give him $100 a ticket to sign. Now, one of them was for his mom, in my mind.
Janet.
So I had 5 tickets. I said, Joey, give Kyle the $400 and tell him one's for his mom, and have him sign the tickets. So it all went well. Kyle signed all the tickets. And this is a good part. Kyle's a kind person. He did not take the money. He gave the money to Joey. He said, Joey, you helped me when I started off. You don't have to drive home after the race to Larry. It's a long drive. Get a motel. Joey, you keep the money. Okay?
Joey spent it on some
Everything
girl
went-
at a damn Denny's and took her to the hotel. But continue. That's a whole nother subject.
I don't know what he did with it, but okay. So all went well. They bring the tickets back. Kyle signed all 5. Joey got the money. Everyone's happy. Now I'm looking at the tickets, and I'm thinking, I should have had Kyle sign down at the bottom at the white area where Newgarden signed in a blue Sharpie. It would have looked better. Man, the black did not come out on the green. So I said,
It was a dark green
This
or a
is a-
light green? What was it?
it's kind of a medium green.
Like a golf course kind of? Like
Yeah. I mean, the one he signed, okay, so I got the 5 tickets. 2 of them Newgarden signed. I can't change those because we can't get Newgarden to re-sign them. But the other 3, I silkscreen for a living. I have a lot of chemicals in my shop. I said, maybe I can get the Sharpie off without damaging the ticket.
oh my
maybe I
God.
can-
You're committing forgery, Joe.
Well, the 3 tickets that he signed with just his name, I tried to get the ink off, but man, it just slightly damaged the tickets. I go, man, because I want to get them graded. So I said, man, if we're going to go through all this trouble, I have to buy more tickets. Now, these tickets are costing me an average of about $50. So I bought those 5, and then I only could find 2 more. So now I've bought 7 tickets total. So I've spent about
$350.
$350 plus.
See, I know
Joey's
my math when it
$400.
comes to money. $350.
I'm into this for like $750.
Oh my God.
But I said, okay, now this is where the plan went wrong, and I knew. It was,
You just wanted a story, Joe. You wanted an experience. Let's hear it.
I knew it was going to go wrong. I just knew it was going to go wrong.
Is this the night you went to Merced?
That's right. No, they ran, the Merced rained out, so they ran the day show and the night show.
Right. Where Kyle and Tyler Courtney were cheating and they loaded up.
Yeah, the first race they did, but I said, hey, it's a day race, Joey. Let's go over there and we can get Kyle to sign the tickets. This is where Joey didn't help me because he's going haywire on this. He had 5 trading cards for Kyle to sign, right?
Oh, probably from that box
I
we
take
got
Joey
down
to the
there
card
in
show.
Anaheim.
Well, yeah, we go to other card shows once in a while. Now Joey has he's into this because now he has 5 more cards, right? So Kyle has to sign 5 for Joey. Now here's where it went bad. I said, now Joey, I don't want Kyle to think that I'm bringing more tickets for him to sign. You have to bring him the 3 damaged tickets and explain to him that he signed these and I damaged them, and I'd like him to sign these other 2 to kind of replace the 5, right? But Kyle, I think, was being run around by the promoter. He was running the midget and he was running the sprint car.
They had to pay a lot of money. They had to pay a lot.
I think he was not in the best of moods. The track, I felt bad for the promoter. They put in a tremendous effort to get the race in, and there was basically no fans there. But Joey goes up to Kyle. Now, I got to see it from Kyle's point of view. He signed 5 tickets for me, right, in August.
For $400.
Now, a couple. That's right. But he gave the money to Joey. Okay, but now he sees Joey standing there with 5 more tickets. Although 3 of them were just, I just wanted him to show Kyle, these are the damaged tickets that I damaged. We're not having him sign.
That's too complicated for Joey, Joe.
That's right. So Kyle sees Joey, and I agree with what Kyle's seeing. He signed 5 tickets, and now Joey's bringing 5 cards, and now Joe Von Schriltz is now bringing 5 more cards in his hand, right?
Well, hold on. Where
like,
did Joe Von Schriltz enter the conversation? How does he know you're a part of this?
Well, I guess when he signed the tickets originally, Kyle mentioned Joey must mention my name. Hey, Joe, this is for Joe, because Kyle knows Joey don't have $400. Joey's not going to give him $400 to sign tickets. So
Joey's got $400. He's got Italian
yeah, but
Mafia.
he wants everything for free. Kyle's not an idiot. He knows Joey ain't going to come up to him with $400 for signatures. He knows it's somebody else. He knows it's me. Or Joey's honest.
He
goes,
knows
"Oh,
that
it's for
you're
Joe."
using poor Joey Bats to get those tickets signed. Continue.
Well, in a
You
way,
laugh
I
because
kind
it's
of am,
true.
but
Yeah, exactly.
no,
Because you
but
kind of am.
no, but Joey, it's fun for Joey to do this. But I don't want to be bothering Kyle every time he shows up with a handful of things to sign. I feel like an idiot. But I had the best of intent. I was only going to keep one of these tickets for myself. Now Kyle doesn't know that, right? He doesn't know. He doesn't know me that well. He doesn't know what I'm doing. It looks suspicious. So this is where it gets good. He signs Joey's cards, right? And then he wants to sign the tickets. Joey goes, "Hey, sign the tickets." And Kyle goes, "Are those for Joey?" He goes, "I'm not signing them. He's probably selling them." Now, first off, I had no tickets in my possession. The two that I had signed by Kyle and Newgarden were still down at PSA. Then Joey had the 3 damaged tickets, and then he had the 2 tickets I wanted to. So Kyle was wrong in his assumption that I was selling the tickets. At this point in time, I had 0 in my possession. I didn't have any tickets in my hand, so I wasn't selling anything.
They were at
Never my
PSA.
intention.
We know what that means, Joe, or some people should.
Well, they're the grading
That
service
means
where
that
the
was
two were
money.
down.
That was money. You basically put the money in the oven and it's cooking. That's what that means.
Yeah, but I didn't have any tickets. And he goes, "Well, I'm not signing them. Joe's selling them." Now, what's interesting about this is, at that point, I had $750 into these tickets. Plus, I was going to give Kyle another $200 to sign. I was going to have $950 into me basically owning 1 ticket.
You better hope those tickets sell at PSA.
No, there's no. Here's even more interesting. I bought a couple weeks ago, and I sent you the picture. I bought one of the 4 ticket stubs of the 1998 Daytona 500 that Dale Earnhardt has signed. It's the highest graded ticket stub. The ticket's a 7. The ticket stub was signed by Dale Earnhardt Sr., Larry McReynolds, and Richard Childress.
That's a good combo.
I would think that ticket stub is one of the most valuable ticket stubs you could get in. Would you agree?
For a NASCAR fan, I mean that's the Taj Mahal, yeah.
I mean, what IndyCar ticket would be worth more? AJ Foyt's 4 wins, maybe. I don't know.
Mario Andretti. I mean, Cole Trickle. Who knows? I mean.
Okay, but that ticket, I got the highest graded ticket stub signed by those 3 guys, legends, and it cost me $509. So for Kyle I'm thinking a Kyle Larson signed Indy 500 ticket on the open market would no way get $100.
Okay.
So I don't know why Kyle would think I'm selling these things and making money when I'm losing money. I was just doing it for something to do and help Joey and give a couple to charity. But here's the best part, Chaz. Kyle, I don't know if this is true. This is what Joey reported to me. He said, I swear, Kyle told Joey, according to Joey, that I'm not signing for Joe. He's probably selling him, and he's on the Chaz show too much.
I much obliged. I mean, I feel special when you say that personally, but your $900-something probably don't feel special about the situation.
Well, I was.
That is Joey telling you. He may have just said that, but I mean, it kind of makes sense. I mean, it's believable, right? I mean, it is. I mean.
But what I don't understand is Kyle signed all the tickets in August, and then a couple months later he wouldn't sign them. I don't know why your name would be involved. I don't know if it's true. That's what Joey told me. That's all I have to go on.
I mean, look, once again, Kyle Larson said I'm a good race car driver on David Gravel's show. There ain't too many people who said that. And now you're telling me that Kyle Larson is rejecting signing your tickets because you are on my show. I mean, I might as well go in the other room and touch myself, Joe. I mean, Kyle, I did not know. I mean, I think if Caitlin, I need to text Caitlin. Caitlin would rectify the situation. She would make him sign it.
Well,
This
what
is
I don't
bullshit.
understand is a NASCAR champion,
one of the greatest race car drivers in the world, they say, of all time.
Is the greatest. That's right. That he would be concerned with what I'm doing on your show. It's almost unthinkable. I couldn't even imagine that anybody would even listen to this.
And here's what I'm saying, Joe, back to our discussion. Can you buy that? Is that the branding, all of it, whatever you want to call it? You can't purchase that. You can't purchase that. I'm a billionaire personally right now. I got fucking Kyle Larson worried about you talking on my show. You can't purchase that. Sometimes there's things worth more than money, Joe. There's things worth more than money. Just saying.
Well, a friend of mine gave me the idea that me, you, and Justin should assign the Indy 500 cards and give them to Kyle, but they're in Joey's possession.
I mean, I think you, Joe, I mean, if the Chaz and Joe, I'm just saying this right now, I'm almost willing we can make a very good living, get some big sponsors. We could almost be we could be the Republican Party of the damn dirt track racing world. If if me and you wanted to go on the road just talking about racing at racing events, we could make a lot of money, Joe. It's valuable.
But I already have a lot of money.
Well, okay,
why
that's
are you
fine.
concerned about money now?
It's fine. Well, obviously, I'm always concerned about money. You just don't see that. But I'm simply saying, Joe, what we got here is a very valuable commodity that valuable people pay attention to. And if that situation with your ticket wasn't an example of that, I don't know what's going to be. We scare them, Joe. We are Jack Nicholson at that campfire, Joe.
Well, what I like is someone said Kyle did me a favor signing it the first time. That this guy says get over it. I am over it. I agreed with what I understand Kyle's point of view. I'm not saying Kyle's wrong in how it was viewed from where he was. He did do me a favor, but I don't really care one way or another.
Now somebody says Chaz needs Joe. No, I'm not saying Chaz needs Joe. I could do this on my own. I just think teams are better than individualities. And the team of Broke Joe and the Chaz, how many cages are we rattling? Back to Dale Earnhardt Sr., 1998 ticket you got signed by Larry McReynolds, Richard Childress, and Dale Sr. It's a group, you know. We're rattling some cages, Dale Sr. style. These people are so fucked up, they ain't even signing fucking tickets because of the rattling of the cages we are doing. It's true.
I just found it. See, well, that's the Kyle story. I don't have any hard feelings one way or another.
That's not the Kyle story. That's the Joey Bat story, and that's where is it real or is it not? You know, with the Joey Bat story. When I had my altercation, I'll call it an altercation. The audience around us thought it was an altercation for sure. When I had my, I'll call it heart-to-heart discussion with Bud Kading at Gold Cup this year, we're rattling some cages, Joe. Big time. The whole damn building is I mean, I almost got in a fight. I mean, I was almost in a fight with somebody 6'4". I was all up in their face. We had everybody coming over. Brad Sweet was up in there. I mean, everybody was breaking us up. I mean, and then I roll into Bud Kading, and the whole clique stands back. They were scared, Joe. They were scared. While you're over there in your shop hiding from everybody, I'm over here getting in fights with the whole fucking cartel, and you ain't there to back me up because you got to go to work. You know, I get it. But this is the work I'm putting in, but this is the fear we are creating. We're rattling some cages, Joe, to the point you can't even get a ticket signed.
Maybe I can get PSA to put it in a holder and say, this is the ticket Kyle wouldn't sign. Maybe it'd be worth more to your fans.
We could auction it on the show, Joe. We can do a live auction right here. You know, I could even promote it. I can say next or New Year's Eve, we could do a whole New Year's Eve special. We can be like, we're going to auction off the ticket that Kyle Larson refused to sign because
there's two of them.
Two of them that Kyle Larson refused to sign because Broke Joe was on the Chaz show. The super chats we get are pretty impressive sometimes. Not going to deny it.
Well, he also thought I was selling them. He thought that in my world,
that's just him taking a low blow, Joe.
He thinks that I'm trying to make $50 extra by running around having some tickets signed.
That's just him taking a low blow. You know that. That's all he's doing is low blowing the situation.
He thinks
low blow Joe. That's too many rhyming words in one sentence, but that was a low blow.
I thought it was great.
Well, exactly. You thought it was great because you're a comedic-based person. You can understand he's not serious in that statement. He's taking a shot.
It was entertaining. It's always entertaining.
We could auction that on the show. New Year's Eve, 2 tickets, highest bidder, PayPal, Venmo, or however you need to be paid. We could actually make that ticket probably receive more than even the PSA version, to be honest. I bet we could probably do it right now. If we were doing a live auction, you know, we could probably bring, for 2 tickets, I don't know, what could that bring? What do you think? We have all this personal story. We have everything to validate the reason they're not signed by Kyle. I think the non-signed Kyle tickets would sell more than the signed Kyle ones.
Do you think if we got Kyle to sign it, me to sign it, you to sign it, and Joey to sign it, it'd be worth more to the fans?
Honestly, Joe, with the work that the Chaz has done on his brand to build the Broke Joe brand, I think if Broke Joe, do you not know what Broke Joe is? It's a nickname that all these rich fucks made up, but we've turned it into a brand. Oh, they didn't know that was coming. Yeah, you actually carry something that other people would like to purchase. You have a name. You're a somebody. There's a lot of people out there who are a nobody trying to get close to what you are. And that's the value. That's the investment you don't understand. That's fine. But
no, because it doesn't.
There's value. Well, we're about to show you how you could turn it into a profiteering value. Okay, all the money, blah blah blah.
But I don't.
If you was to take, I mean, you could believe this or not. If we were to take these tickets that Kyle Larson refused to sell and had Broke Joe sign them and auction them off on here with the brand of Broke Joe that has been created on this show, I want royalties. This is why I was able to say. This is why I was able to say it in my song, because I created it and built it. But
okay.
Oh, I'm just saying. We could make more money with Broke Joe signed Indianapolis 500 tickets than we would with Kyle Larson ones.
Well, you got a chat going. How much will people? What's the opening bid here? What are people looking at?
Are you wanting to do this right now?
No. Let's go to another topic. You got any more topics?
No, we
don't.
don't.
I don't want to talk all night.
We don't. If
Well,
you need to go,
should I
we
give
can
you
go.
one more? Should I give you one more?
What is one more?
You a couple shows ago were looking at the NARC schedule.
Oh, no.
Am I right?
Respond to the chat. I'll be right back. They're starting at 99 cents. I got to use the restroom real quick, Joe.
Okay. We'll have one more topic.
Look,
when you get back.
respond to the chat. They're talking about you in here.
Okay. Let's talk cartel. Oh, that's Bill. Hi, Bill. Yeah, we're going to talk a little cartel before I get off the air. Well, why would Broke Joe be on without a little cartel talk? It's up to $1.99. $2. $2. Is it $2 with the signature or $2 without the signature? Yeah, I'm going to talk a little NARC. I got some good NARC stuff when Chaz comes back. Cartel shenanigans doesn't get any better. Man. Anybody have any well, I don't know what Chaz's break is. Broke Joe, are you okay? I'm doing great. Somebody's up to $80. Is that for both tickets or one ticket? $80. It's pretty good. 100. Shoot, I'm going to send these tickets to Chaz. I sent him pictures of the tickets on. I texted him. It's too bad he can't show them. I thought he could show them. Minus 100. Oh, is that Purple Passion there? Stars and Guitars? That Rod? Sprint Cars and Guitars. What kind of guitars you got? I got a couple guitars. Is Chaz still alive? Is the 121 racing? No, but I'm helping a team out. I'm building some cars and I'm sponsoring and I'm giving my advice to a team. I think it's going to be. I'm going to breaking news here when Chaz gets back.
Advice.
I play guitar a little bit. I'm a hack, but I play a little guitar, a little keyboards. I know the basic chords. You have an SG. What year SG? You got 61 reissue?
You
What
can't
kind of
play
amps
the
you got,
guitar
Sergeant?
better than me.
Chat, you know a couple chords.
I know chords. Yeah, I can play. I mean, all you need to know is about 5 or 6
You know how to
chords.
play D and G and A. I seen you do it.
D, G, A, yeah. A little bit of E. Some A minor.
Oh, you got to have E in there. If you can play E, you can play E minor.
Well, if Spike's watching, we ain't got D in anything, fuck, he'll go, next level
We
on the
need
D.
more sprint cars in the northeast. High Limit will run Stoga. Only NARC will run a one-day show at Calistoga.
Okay. I think that open date for High Limit is going to be a Stoga date.
Yeah, it is. But you questioned remember you were looking at the NARC schedule, Chaz, and you said you were a little confused
a fan wanted to know why they went up against Skagit. Yes.
And what was your answer?
I felt like the only rational answer for that was that they were trying to give California a race. Like the people from California kind of like a giving back sense of feel. That was what I said.
Okay, first first. I'm going to get to that.
I got
Knuckle
the
Skinner,
schedule
I saw
up. What
the
do you
fif-
want to say? Hold on.
I saw the 52 Mantle. That was a 3 and a 10. It went for just 800 grand. I was watching that auction. That was on Golden. Knuckle Skinner. I keep track of these auctions.
You don't know nothing about that Jaden Daniels 101, though.
I don't know modern players.
It's fun to
Where
get
are you
involved with the
from?
modern players because you can watch their value change, literally. The value
I
of
don't care
Bryce
about
Young,
that.
for instance, 3 months ago, you could have got a Bryce Young 101 for like $50, and now they're $950, $1,000.
Yeah,
So this is quick money, but you
doesn't-
don't like quick money. I
I know
understand.
it's gambling. It doesn't interest. I don't do that kind of gambling. I'm from Fremont, California.
No, you have to be able to project players accurately.
No, you don't.
Yes, you do.
I know what Mickey Mantle's going to do. I know what Hank Aaron did. I
If
don't
you
care
know,
about modern
for
players.
instance, if you know of a quarterback who's coming in the draft next year, and you know he's good, but he's not going to be projected to be high, say he's a second, third, fourth rounder, if you go looking for his
nobody knows
fucking
that.
card, knowing that he's going to be a future star, you could get his card
Okay.
at a low value, and when you know that he's going to be good,
Okay.
and he becomes good, then his card becomes extremely valuable. It is about also
Well, sure,
knowing
sure.
players.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Okay, let's see you do it.
Well, I mean, I'm looking at
If
it.
you know what stock's going to go up, you can make money too. So what?
Well, but the
that's
stock is
hocus
based
pocus.
on the player. So anyway, back to what you wanted to say. We got the NARC schedule up. What do you want to know?
Okay. Well, you are confused of why Calistoga is going up against the high limit at Skagit.
Yes,
Weren't
it
you?
is. Yeah, it is August 29th or 28th, 29th, 30th. 31st
That's
is
right.
a Sunday, I do believe. The finale for the 100K at Skagit is the 30th. I guess you have some inside information as to why this is happening.
No, I'm Mr. Cartel Conspiracy over here. Why do you think they would do that?
Well, it ain't so cold Macedo could win. He'll be on the
Who do
Outlaw
they want
Tour.
to win the title? Who do they want to win the title?
Who's going to be the competitor next year? Who's going to be their boy?
That's
Shane
right.
Golubic?
No.
Anybody but Justin.
Justin ain't running it. Justin will be up at the high limit race.
So that's what you're saying. This is
They made a
you're
schedule.
saying this is a anybody but Justin move.
Well, I think you're eliminating Golubic and Justin and Neto and Dominic from running the King of the West Series. Why would they do that?
You don't think there's going to be some kind of pushback on that? I mean, who's going to be left?
No.
Hold on.
That's my point.
Out of your real hitters of NARC, who is it going to be at Skagit? Seriously.
Who do they want to win the title?
In your view, it's anybody but Justin. That's what I'm saying.
No. I'm saying they built this because they want Bud Kading to win the title. It's my theory.
That is a hell of a drive from Skagit to Calistoga in one night.
Nobody's doing it. No professional racer that is in this to try to make money is not going to go to the high limit at Skagit.
They could be there for the Sunday race.
Come on, they're not driving for. Yeah, but
They
you missed the
could
race. You
be.
missed
It's
the
definitely an
100
inconvenience. It's not necessarily what
look
you
at
want.
Chaz. It's 1 point per position. You miss 100 show-up points. If you miss one race, you're out of the competition.
Well, we have our buddies at NARC. We may have to get them back on here to,
You know how
to
much
get
the
the
NARC
questions.
title? You know how much the NARC title paid for the champion and the driver combined? You know what the NARC title's worth?
15 grand.
12 grand.
I was close.
You think somebody? But I'm saying I am teaming up with a current team. I have the driver that has never won a race that I think could win the KWS title.
I already know who it is.
That's right, you know.
Grasty.
That's right.
And
I'm building.
first of all, when we talked about talent on the West Coast, I said Gratzty before you said it, and I didn't say you agreed with me, but we were thinking alike. That Chase Gratzty's good.
I got 2 cars in my shop I'm building.
Is it going to be 121s?
No. I'm just helping this team.
Wait,
This
that's
team is
11
more than
square
capable.
now, right?
No. They're not my cars.
Okay.
This team is more than capable. They got Alan Bradway, they got Tooch, they got Terry, these guys have won enough races.
Is he driving the
went to the
X1
Outlaw-
car now, or?
That's right.
Okay.
I
That's
went
the
to the
one
Outlaw
Facendo.
race. I looked at Facento's gone.
Yeah, but
They
that
put
was
in
the
Gratzky.
last driver in the car. Before that, it was Forsberg.
Well, everyone's driven it. Becker,
Okay.
Forsberg, Mason Moore. I mean, it's a car. The car's been around 20 years, about 30 years.
Okay.
But this is where Broke Joe steps in. I don't have time. I can't afford my own team. I don't want to go through all that. But I reached out to these guys. I made them offers on parts. This is what I can do. I'll put all my knowledge into it with Justin. Me and Justin are going to work with these guys. And this Gratzky, who's never won I don't think he's ever won a sprint car race.
He's good.
But this is what Broke Joe does. I'm not going with an established star. I'm going with the guy that's 17 that's never won a sprint car. I don't want everyone to say once he starts doing what he's going to do to say I knew he was going to do it, because Roth ain't putting him in a car.
Right.
Carlton ain't putting him in a car.
Right. They can't pull
I
that
don't want
Landon
3
Brooks shit.
I don't want 3 years from now everyone to say they knew it, because no one's doing it. I'm stepping up. I'm putting parts and money and knowledge and time into this.
Is this going to be like the Ravon car? You got a Kading car over there.
Ravon will be on the front wing.
I'm just saying, parts houses do have cars. You're saying you're not going to have that significant amount, because obviously the X1 team, they have their own businesses that they want as the main sponsors. That's a different thing.
Yeah, and they have Dan Bushy's kind of puts a lot of money into. I'm not. I mean, my contribution is, maybe a little over 5 figures, but I mean, there's guys buying motors and stuff. But I think this will be interesting for your listeners and people to follow the progress of a name they don't really know who he is. They have not seen him. He's a kid just starting off, but this is, I went back. I texted you a show we did 16 months ago in my office, and somebody asked me who would I put in a car if I had unlimited budget on the Outlaws, and I said in 3 years I could win a title with Buddy Kofoid. Now, 16 months ago, it might have sounded out of left field, but how does it sound now?
Right.
And I'm saying this Gratzky, he has the intangible. I've only talked to the kid maybe 10 minutes. I've only met him one time. But
and I saw him in this car. I'm putting the car on the screen. It's Chance Gratzky. I saw him in the gold #1 car, and it was 2 years ago at the Gold Cup, and he was in a 360, and I thought it was a fucking 410. He was ripping the car around the track so good. But
that's years ago. Nobody stepped up and helped him.
No, you're right.
No, I heard the Tarletons are going to put Tanner Holmes in the car.
Well, I mean, that's a smart move, to be honest, marketing-wise.
Yeah, if you want to be marketing, we're trying to win.
Well, this is stuff. I know you don't care about this stuff, but
I'm here to
once
win,
again, there are so many people who would love to purchase the Broke Joe brand that we built here on the Chaz, 100% built. You have no right to it. I own you. But at the end, no. But this Chance Gratz, that's so funny to say. But no, this is Gratzty. When I saw this car go around the track, man, I was thoroughly impressed. And he's a will man. You could tell speed. You could tell
That's right.
ability. You
That's
could
right.
see it entering the corner. You could see how he attacks the entry. When they
That's
get
right.
up on a rut, you know, when they hit a rut, you can honestly tell how good a guy is when they enter the corner, everything's smooth, and then shit fucks up. Whether that's hitting the rut, jumping the cushion, that's where you can kind of see where that talent is. Because you can teach some of these kids to, here's how you enter, here's how you lift. But when all that shit goes out the window and you hit a rut or you jump a cushion or you fuck up or something's on with the track, how do you react? Those reactionary, and Scientology and Cole Trickle and Tom Cruise talk about this. The reactionary mind, you can't fucking train that. That is something, that's where that talent is. That's where that natural ability is located. And I saw Chance Gradsty react extremely well. And when I saw that, I was like, that's a guy. That's one of those guys right there.
But let me just a little overview here, though, Chaz. You harp on I'm just a guy in a shop because I work here and live here.
First of all, I don't harp on you. I praise you. But when you come and attack me, I also say, here's X, Y, Z. That's all I'm saying. But anyways, it's defense in there. It's defensive. But
look
continue.
what I get to do with my time and money. I get to help young people achieve their dreams.
Right.
Think about that.
Well, I got
What's
to help.
more fun
I've
than
got
that?
to help people achieve their dreams too. I understand the personal achievement or the good feeling that you receive through helping people do things that they couldn't do without you. Is basically a deal.
Now this is a great,
or be a part of
your
is
own,
the better word.
I got to address this guy in the chat group, my boy Gregory Nardoni.
Oh,
he wants
no.
to know
What's
Joey Bats. Is Joey Bats going to be part of the team? Now, I'm going to give him this is a true story from inside the trailer, Chaz. You ready for this?
Okay.
This is true. I don't embellish stuff here.
Now, hold on. Before we continue, you have to acknowledge, even though you and your shop and your money and your work and your effort is helping people achieve dreams, me and my effort, may not be money, has been able to help people achieve the same.
Okay,
because I got a guy from Australia, even though he sucked it up, he got opportunities based on me. JJ Hickle still to this day looks me in my eyes and says, I'm the reason he's where he got to be or got to attempt to go. He didn't do well, but he got to go there because of me. He attunes this to me, the 25 car. He says that's my fault. And still to this day, there's plenty of people who look at me and say, I'm doing the same things you're doing. But regardless, that's the goal. How we get there, whether it's money or media, is a whole nother situation. But anyways, address this fucking Gregory Hutu.
Okay, this is a true story. I couldn't make this up. Okay. So when I go to Merced, I'm in the X1 trailer in it. I'm sitting there and Joey's sitting there and the Gradsky kid is there, and he's never met us. He doesn't really know who we are. So we're talking for about 15 minutes, just chit-chatting about different topics. You know, Joey's keeps telling him he's making his go-kart. Joey got in a go-kart a couple of weeks ago, and he wanted to tell everybody he was in a go-kart, but he didn't make it past hot laps.
Okay, I was about to say, what did he do? I mean, come on now. What did you do, Joey?
Well, what he told me happened is, you know, he had diabetes and he had half his foot removed, his right foot.
Yeah, I know. It was very sad to witness. Yes, I know.
So when he got in the go-kart and he hot lapped, somehow the top half of his right foot shoe, there's nothing in it, and somehow the go-kart grabbed his shoe and pulled it off, and the throttle stuck when he was hot lapping. I don't know what happened. So he wanted to race without his shoe, but they said he was not allowed to race without his shoe.
I was about to say, what is the important point being made here, technically?
There's no point there. This okay,
You
but this
just
is
wanted
the
to
story,
harp
because-
on Joey missing his fucking foot.
No, no,
Great.
I'm just
piece
telling
of
you the
shit.
stories that happened. I'm just trying to tell stories. Okay, so me and Joey and Grasky are in the trailer. Grasky doesn't know who we are. It's the first time he's ever met us. He didn't know who I was. So he's
being
talking to us for
introduced to
15
this fucking circus act live time?
This is what I'm saying. This is the Gratsky kid has to pass the initiation of having to talk to Joey for 10 minutes.
Okay, P. Diddy. Continue.
That's right.
Yeah.
So after about 15 minutes, Joey leaves. And this Gratsky kid is as nice a kid as you can meet. He's just being honest.
It's a Kofoid.
Buddy's yeah, maybe when Buddy was 14. Buddy's been around. He's a little jaded now, but but the Gratsky kid's still he's still innocent. He looks at me and goes, I think I've met that guy before. Did he play in the Special Olympics softball in Sacramento?
No. You're saying he said that with a straight face, Joe?
Yeah, he asked me if he played Special Olympics baseball. He thinks he's seen him before.
No.
That's what he said.
No.
And I said, this is my driver, right? This is my guy.
So hold on. He was joking. He wasn't being mean.
No.
Serious.
No, he wasn't being mean. Nothing. He was just asking.
So he was sincerely asking, though.
Yeah.
I don't know how to feel about this, Joe.
I said he's not that athletic. He can't play baseball.
I don't know how to feel about this, Joe.
Someone says broke Joe's breaking character. I didn't know I had.
You had a character? Okay. That means we've officially we've officially made it, Joe. You have a character you are not supposed to break. So
I didn't know this was a character.
I mean, this is back to the branding, Joe. I mean, we've made one, we built one, we can break one too if you want. Just don't fuck around. But what do you think happened to Carson Macedo? Did he get beat up by a kangaroo? What happened?
No, okay. One last thing though, I keep telling the X1 team, and I think they're going to do this. They're going to run the first 4 or 5 King of the West races, and they're going to see where they're at in the standings.
What do you mean?
What happened to Carson Macedo?
Are they going to get rid of him?
No. They don't know what their schedule's going to be, because it's going to be hard for them to run those fastest 5 weeks in Oregon because they all have jobs. You know.
Yeah, let's look at that. That is a very
for the working
tough
man
schedule.
I don't know how these guys would
bring up the schedule real quick.
Someone said my voice changed.
Oh, shut the fuck up. Don't listen to him. Don't listen to him. Don't listen to him.
No, it's the best part of the show. I love the comments.
Hold on. So, of course you do. They're trying to buy those tickets for $120 and you can't get anything for them. But anyway.
Is that what it's up to?
I mean, we could get it there. I mean, we could easily auction those tickets away for $200 with the brand we built with Broke Joe. But March, y'all start off at Stockton. It goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 races before the fastest 5 days in motorsports. Why are they calling it fastest 5 days, though, Joe? Because I'm looking at 5, 6, 7, 8 days. Are you really going to be a race team and go all the way up to Grays Harbor and not drive 4 hours away to Skagit to race for 62,000? That's really the fastest 8 days. Maybe there's not going to be an Angelique Bell burned to death and y'all won't get no attention. But at the same time, that fastest 5 days of motorsports is not 5 days.
Well, I know it's like a 2-week thing, and this team is not built for that. These guys have jobs. I mean, they'd have to plan their vacations, or they'd have to stagger crew members doing 1 week or nothing. I mean, we have to see how the first, I guess, 10 races go there. But we'll keep an eye on it. We'll give it an update when it's happening. You
know, one of the things that popped off the schedule for a lot of people in this NARC deal was the presence of ocean. I a lot. At least that's what I saw in the comments. I don't know if it's factual or not, but has Ocean been on the NARC schedule this much before?
No. What I'm trying to figure out is does this mean that they're not going to run 360s on Friday nights anymore? Because they made the Johnny Keys now a NARC race, and they had car counts. You know, they had 8, they had 11.
It was
12.
bad.
So I'm wondering, they have not said if they're going to run the 360s. They've run the 360s there for about 17 or 18
Or
years
they
now.
have.
Yeah, are they not going to run the 360s? Is that why there's 5 NARC races?
Why would you?
I don't know. But that's what came. See, they got the Hanford dates. Oh, we didn't talk about Peter Murphy.
Oh God, I was trying to get out of here. You want to ruin everything.
Does anybody want to know about Peter Murphy?
Oh, we're just gonna pull this
Now, the
fucking
only reason
chat
I'm
up.
bringing
We're just
this
gonna
up-
put the chat on the screen. No super chats,
Okay.
by the way. We are 0 on
No.
super chat, so this is
Of course.
0.
You
100%.
told him I sent you money.
I mean, yeah, I did kill myself on that one. Yes.
Now, the only reason I'd bring up the Peter Murphy thing is because when the last time I was on SprintCarUnlimited.com, Jeremy Elliott, Ryan Hand show, is right after they had that Hanford Open 410 race where they ran the dash, and Peter Murphy canceled the dash, saying the lineup wasn't right.
And ever since you said that on his show, you ain't allowed back. But yes, that was.
But that is the show I just out of nowhere said the word cartel. I never.
Except for my show, you never said that.
Well, that was the first time I ever said it. I just said it. I just said it out of nowhere, the cartel. And on that show, I said Peter Murphy should be banned from promoting. You can't have the Tarleton Macedo strong arm you into changing a lineup of a main event to benefit them. And I called Peter Murphy out saying he was unfit and he should not be allowed to promote. And Joseph Terrell, who's up in the Northwest, interviewed Peter Murphy, and they said it was the maddest Peter's ever been. Peter called out me and Jeremy. He wanted me and Jeremy to come to Hanford to the pits and discuss this with him.
I remember hearing about this.
He was angry with us. What?
I remember seeing that video where he was all mad.
But Peter Murphy was questioning me and what I was saying. Now, do you know what's happened to Peter Murphy? You know why he's gone? You know why Hanford? You know why it's all gone?
What do you mean? Hold on. So hold on. Peter Murphy was a very established, well-respected person who was doing things on the West Coast. Hanford, he was involved at Skagit as well, right? He was Hanford and Skagit, and what else? Or was that it?
That was it. He was promoting those two
but he was doing a really good job. He was a very famous person, technically. And now Hanford is
everybody loved Peter
Hanford
Murphy.
Hanford is like off of the every schedule. It's like gone. King Speedway, Queen Speedway, Princess and Princesses. It doesn't exist anymore in the motorsports world. What happened? You gotta. I don't know what you're about to say, Joe, but we gotta be sponsored on the Chaz. And you said $121, so you could say whatever the fuck you want. Anyway, no, I'm just kidding.
This guy, Peter Murphy, was calling me out. He was saying what I was saying was wrong. He was calling me and Jeremy out, and he wanted to debate us on his home turf with his homies there. We didn't do it because we have jobs. Everybody says, you interviewed Peter Murphy, Chaz.
I did, yeah. I mean, I didn't hold back.
You said he's a great guy.
I mean,
he's a great guy, you said.
To me, the person I spoke to was a good person.
Okay.
That can change after a few shots. That could change after this or that, or a beautiful woman. All these things can change. I'm not beautiful, Joe. You tell me this all the time. I'm fat, I'm ugly, I have no money. I agree. It's fine. But, I mean, if I was pretty, it could change, But
you know what? Okay, I'm going to do a short detour. I actually ordered ribs from Chili's, and I went and picked them up today.
That's a big step for you, Joe.
Okay, I walked in the Chili's restaurant. and I get there early.
When's
'cause
the
I don't
last
like to
time
waste
you went to a
people's time.
Chili's, Joe? That's the question.
Well,
When's the last time? It's okay. 20 years, 15, 10? Joe, did you hang up, Joe? Oh, we're not letting him. Oh, hell no. You ain't getting off the hook that easy, Joe. We're calling him right back. He ain't getting off the hook on this. Did he really hang up? Did his phone die? Did his phone die? Plug your... Okay.
hello.
Okay. It's okay. 15, 20 years. I know you hung up. It's fine. But you
No.
went to Chili's.
Yeah,
And?
I got there early to wait for them to have my food,
Okay.
and I looked around. You know what I saw?
Women.
There were women and men in there, and I just was thinking about the Chaz.
That usually happens. Although you could have thought of Joey Bats if you saw a woman of the night, or some hookers.
I just have one question. Before we get to Peter Murphy, I got one question, okay?
I get it. I'm Pat.
And
it's fine.
Okay. Why is it overweight men grow goatees?
I don't have a goatee. If you're asking me, I don't know, but I did like
Okay.
this Hitler look with the stash down here. This is actually smooth right here. We have a disconnection. So we have the handlebars. I think they call them handlebars right here. And then we got this little deal down here to hide the, as I told this new girl I'm messing with, this is to
let's get back to
hide the
Peter
double
Murphy.
chin.
Let's-
He said it.
see, that's right.
007 said it before I said it. To hide the double chin. Correct. Thank you.
You notice Jeremy Elliott has a goatee, don't he?
Well, but I'm prettier than Jeremy. I'm apparently. Joe. I don't get it with the Joey Bats. There was one girl messing with Joey Bats in what's that little Gilroy or whatever?
Yeah, Gilroy.
Yeah. Me and Joey Bats went to a Denny's there. There was one girl who was all about me. Apparently, I'm very pretty to women, Joe.
He said that you tried to pick her up and take her to Australia.
I may have got drunk one night and said, "Hey, I'm in Australia. You want to come fuck or
So
something?"
you got to blame it on the drinking?
The one girl, she still messages me today. We could call her right now if you want. I could try.
Wait. Okay, this guy wants the Peter Murphy story.
Oh, okay. So we were trying to deflect, Gregory.
Okay.
She
Okay,
wasn't
now, I'm only
14.
bringing this
I
up.
don't go for underage. I like full-grown women with big booties and big titties. But anyway, continue, Joe.
Okay, I'm only bringing this up because Peter Murphy called me out when I said that he was not fit to be a promoter. Okay?
Okay.
So, he was caught.
Whoa, what do you mean? How do you... So he was doing Skagit, right, last year.
That's right.
Hanford.
That's right.
He was promoter, leading all these charges. He was doing a lot of things in the sprint car world. Still had his Australia connection. Went to New Zealand, I believe, for Western Springs.
Yeah.
Why has Hanford disappeared? Is he still working at Skagit?
He's not in the country.
What happened?
He left the country. He, at the Skagit banquet, was caught sleeping with some other guy's wife. And
Joe,
Rudine fired him.
Go ahead.
Rudine said, "We're done with you." He has not seen his wife and kids. He's fled to Australia or New Zealand or wherever he's at. That's who Peter Murphy is. He was calling me out, me and Jeremy. He was calling us out. We were wrong. Everyone said what a great guy Peter Murphy is. Call up Peter Murphy's wife right now and ask her what she thinks.
Is
Ask
it a
Kevin
him?
Rudine what he
Is
thinks.
it a him or her? It doesn't matter in today's society. Here's the problem with that, and I'm just going to be honest with you. I'm not
don't
in
have a
for. I'm
problem.
not in for the game, but the game is. What you just described is the status quo of this fucking industry.
I know.
I don't want to burn Justin or any of these other people. But that seems to be the status quo in dirt track racing, especially when you get some power and some influence. If that actually happened, you're accusing, or is this facts? You're
What I was
accusing,
told.
or is this fact?
Well, I wasn't there.
If you were to be
I wasn't in
sued
the room.
tomorrow, if you were to be sued by Peter Murphy for defamation of character, could you prove yourself in court as this is fact? That's the question.
Allegedly.
Well, that allegedly is not a good question right now, P. Diddy.
I don't know.
But hold on, you don't know. Hold on, you don't know. Hold on now. Now
Well, let
we're
him
in
sue
that
me.
gray
What do I care?
area, Joe. Is it true?
The guy called. He wanted to call me out because he was a bad promoter.
But is what
Where's
you're
he at now?
saying true?
Well, people told me it's true, so everybody could be lying.
Everybody could be, and they will be lying if too many strings get pulled, right? You know, I mean, maybe what you're saying is 100% true, but if enough money gets paid and enough people get hush money, you know, the P. Diddy scandal, all of a sudden the truth goes away.
Yeah. Isn't that something?
But from what you're being told, the reason Hanford and the reason Peter Murphy's name hasn't been brought up when people ask about Hanford, you're saying this has to do with a sex scandal, technically.
Well, I don't see the Peter
This
Murphy
has to do with the
Classic on
sex
the NARC
scandal,
schedule.
though, right? You're saying a sex scandal. At this point, what you
don't-
described, I would put that in the sex scandal category.
All right. I don't see a Peter Murphy Classic on the schedule. Where's the Peter Murphy Classic? They've run this for 5 or 6 years, didn't they?
All
Right.
I know, Broke Joe, is Tyler Courtney's getting married. This is what I mean, Joe.
Okay.
But I would assume if something happened while he was married, we'd be hearing about it and all this stuff. So you're saying Peter Murphy was married, having an illicit relationship with somebody. And that terminated everything. I heard that Hanford had their own issues with the fairgrounds.
That's probably true, too. Hanford might have went away anyway.
Okay. But you, with your issue with Peter Murphy calling you and Jeremy out, you're saying you're willing to you're willing to air some dirty laundry outside of Hanford in
That's
the
right.
fairground.
Look, a guy was questioning me and questioning my character and wanted to call me out. He wanted to say I was some chump and I was wrong. And everybody was saying what a great guy he was, and everyone was backing him. Okay, now let's get the truth out there. Let's see who the good guy was.
Well, and
all
I'll
I'm
be
saying.
honest with you, Joe. I mean, if somebody came after me and I had some dirt on him, like apparently you do with Peter, I mean, Peter is a slang term for penis, but we're not talking about that right now. If I had issues with Peter, like you apparently do,
I didn't have an issue with him. He had an issue with me. I was just telling the truth. I went to a race and he canceled the dash, and I said he's unfit to be a promoter, and he didn't like it.
Peter Piper, people eater. I think I did just say this, but you're saying because of that scenario, you are willing to expose the truth of why Peter Murphy has all of a sudden disappeared from any responsibility as to why things have went away?
Yeah.
What,
I didn't like the way he treated me, and he wanted to demean me, and he wanted to talk down to me because he was in a position of power over me. And now when the tables are turned, now what? I was just a nobody. I'm just a chump. When Jim Allen came on your show, he called me, well, some regular caller. They don't mention my name. They always try to put me down and demean me, and what I'm saying is not true, and then it turns out to be true. I can start dishing into Jim Allen's past if you want.
There isn't no drug situation with Peter Murphy, is there?
I know nothing. All I know is what I said.
And that's a woman. So a woman did it.
He did it. Don't blame the woman.
There's a choice. There is a choice. There is a choice. What about the Jim Allen situation? What are you talking about?
I've heard a lot of stories about his past, but I haven't really looked into it because I don't really care.
Okay. But you care about this Peter Murphy situation.
I think it's funny.
Tyler
he called me out.
Tyler Courtney's getting married.
I don't know. I never met Tyler Courtney. I don't know nothing about him.
Taylor Courtney's nice, but continue.
I keep repeating the same thing. This guy didn't like me for what I said, and I think I just said the truth about how he promoted. Now, 3 years later, where is he? You interviewed him once. Call him up. Find out where he is. Get his number. Say you want to interview Peter Murphy. Have him dispute everything.
The question that every man wants to know at this point.
Yeah.
Was she hot, at least? I mean, was she good looking? Do you know who this woman was? I mean, you sound like you know. You sound like you know something.
I just know what people told me. I wasn't there. I didn't have the camera. I don't know.
There's video of this? What do you mean, the camera? There's OnlyFans? Can we pay to subscribe to watch this? Or
someone sent me a still picture of the girl. That's all I'm saying.
Would you have risked it all for
her? No.
What do you mean no? Was she attractive?
Not my type.
I mean,
she was okay.
Okay.
It wasn't my type. Tattoos.
How did Peter Murphy know who this girl even was? Did she have a role anywhere? Who was she? To your best of, we're not going to name her, but who was she?
I think her husband was in racing. They were up in the Skagit. They were at the banquet. She might have even been an employee for Rudine, for all I know.
Well, it sounds like she was taking a little bit of that employee and putting in the banquet. Is what it sounds like, Joe.
Well, this is what they should talk about.
Somebody just nicknamed Peter Murphy Cheater Murphy. Why would you do this, chat group? Oh, my God. We're going to get sued, Joe. You better be, if you got all this money, you better pay for our legal fees.
I can get sued? Well, how much are they going to sue me for?
They may not sue you. They may sue me because I put you on a platform. They say this all the time. Bud Kading even said that. All these people say this when they get mad at me about you being on my show. Well, I'm like, well, Joe said this. Like, Joe thinks this. What's wrong with that? Well, you put him on your platform. It's your responsibility. It's like, okay, I guess. Does that make sense? I mean,
I don't know.
So you got to pay for my legal fees, Joe. We're going up against Peter Murphy. Okay. I would say Peter Murphy and Rudine, but it sounds like that situation has pulled out. No pun intended, but
Rudine might pay our legal fees. This
is true. Maybe Tyler Walker will. Where is he at? I can't even get into that topic.
Okay. Well, I tried to put on a show. I'm sure someone will call me tomorrow and be mad at me, but that's usually what happens when I'm on the Chaz show.
You ain't gonna have Larry come and try to beat you up, are you?
Oh man.
He called me.
I wish, if I could wish anything, I wish the confrontations that I've had with people in racing over being on your show were recorded, because you would really get some views.
If the confrontations I've had being me were recorded, oh God. That's half the reason people want me to go to the shootout in Chili Bow. They want me to fight Kyle Busch, Joe. That's really what people want me to do. They want me and Kyle Busch to fucking start throwing punches.
I thought he looked pretty good in a midget.
I thought he did
he looked
too.
good.
I praised him all along. Now, I think the Brexton Busch deal where they tried to sneak him into the shootout was bullshit. That's why I got kicked out originally. But, I mean, I had a good conversation with Kyle when I got to talk to him before I was kicked out of the building. But outside of that, I think Kyle Busch, I said this regularly, I think he's possibly the best asphalt driver we've ever seen. Somebody who's came up in asphalt racing. And I think somebody who's that elite can transition. These new kids, though, I don't know about them. But Kyle Busch could make the transition, I think. He's good enough.
Yeah.
Okay. Are we done? Are we auctioning your tickets tonight or another night? I'm telling you right now, Joe, New Year's Eve, if I could promote it correctly, we could get a lot of money. A lot of money for your tickets, Joe. A ton of money.
You could have them. You could have them.
Well, I just want to know what happened to my Brock Purdy.
They're still sitting here.
What do you mean? You ain't got them signed yet? It's been 3 years, Joe.
It's been a year and a half, and I haven't seen no signings, and the Niners lose every game.
Yeah, but they're going to stay with Brock Purdy. You know this. He throws a pretty ball. He does. He does.
I think I like him. I think he's a good quarterback. I just don't think modern tickets. I know nothing about him, and I don't know if it's going to be worth anything. If he does a signing, I'll get him signed.
They would be.
I don't know if
they'd be worse up. They'd be a one of one.
I don't know if Purdy listens to the Chaz show and he won't sign him. I don't know if that'll happen.
Somebody said Purdy is average. I don't believe that. I don't.
No.
Some of the throws me and Jeremy have about a 2-hour conversation at least once a week. You probably have one with them as well. I feel responsible as to why y'all keep talk or have rekindled talking, but I try to tell Jeremy Elliott all the time, bro. The one underrated or underappreciated talent of a quarterback is accuracy. Accuracy is something, I think the accuracy is in that talent department. You can say throwing the ball really far is a talent thing. I think that is a strength or genetic thing. But accuracy is something that you can't teach, you know. And I think if you have the accuracy to whether that's lob it over a defender into the pocket of the receiver or hit a guy in stride, that is a talent you can't teach. And I see Purdy, some of those fucking passes he does on a consistent basis is in that talent accuracy department. So that's where I see Purdy. He is not bad at all. I don't really see him throwing a duck. You know, I don't see him throwing a Lamar Jackson, you know, fucking guys wide open, 40 yards down the field, and you can't hit him. Purdy, if a guy's open 40 yards down the field, he can hit him in stride, you know, and that's a talent, in my opinion.
Well, I also think he's good at making quick decisions, and his anticipation is good.
Well, anticipation is a part of accuracy. It's a little bit mental.
I know, but I'm just saying, some guys, the game moves too fast.
They can't see it.
I like Purdy.
I would say accuracy is in that see it ability, and anticipation, accuracy is being able to see a guy make a cut, or before he makes the cut, knowing where he's going to be and knowing where to put the ball, you know. And I think that's where Purdy excels. I'll tell you right now, obviously I'm from Dallas, Texas, which is, honestly, we could probably have a show, me and you, on the Dallas Cowboys. You're from San Francisco.
There's enough shows on that.
Oh, I think we could really destroy them, honestly. But Dak Prescott ain't ever going to win a Super Bowl because he lacks the things that Brock Purdy has. Dak Prescott can maybe throw the football farther than Brock Purdy, or harder or faster, but he don't have the anticipation or accuracy to be able to win a Super Bowl. You know, and these are things that if you're going to be a Super Bowl winner, you have to have. And if you don't have them, you have to be Trent Dilfer and have the fucking 1999 Baltimore Raven defense. And if you ain't got that, you ain't going to win it. I'm sorry. I know I've went past. Maybe did you hang up, Joe? Did you hang up?
No, I'm just zoning out.
Don't read the comments. Don't read them, Joe. You got the hour of power here. This is like the number one media outlet of Australia is coming here. This is why I spent the money to go over there, Joe. This is that investment, the branding. I got people in here. He says American football is for wimps with your pads and headgear. Hold on, let me say that as he would say it. American football is for the wimps with your pads and your headgear, I guess is how they would fucking say it. I guess he's a big fan of rugby. I mean, that's where good field goal kickers come from. But outside of that, I don't understand the reasoning. But
I went this year to Stanford and watched the women's rugby tournament.
That honestly sounds kind of hot, to be honest with you.
Well, you say I'm stuck in a shop.
Did you fondle yourself as watching a women's rugby tournament?
No. I just kind of was thinking, out of all the sports, why would women choose this when I was watching it?
Basically, it's a Macedo situation. They're trying to get some fame.
I know, but is women's rugby a way to get it?
I thought that women's rugby was lingerie football.
I don't know. I'm just telling you how I spent a couple hours one day.
Okay, so are you done, Joe? You've got to expose Peter Murphy.
I didn't expose it.
It is 2.5 hours into a show. We will go ahead and just for you, we will make sure to segment that out and make a post. Broke Joe, our little 8-minute, 10-minute videos. Broke Joe exposes the Hanford trilogy with some Peter Murphy breaking news. That'll be the title. Are you okay with that?
Well, I'm only the guy called me out, and Jeremy. He was going to take a moral high ground, and he was going to tell us how wrong we were, and so I just waited it out. Now here we are.
Okay, but you're okay, Broke Joe. You're not worried about your safety. If we tie your name into the sex escapade P. Diddy story that you have provided this story. You're not worried about your health, safety, or ability.
The story's out there. Everyone in racing already knows it.
No, the people don't know this. Everyone in racing knew that Garrett Williamson was an outlaw driver 6 months ago. The public don't know this stuff, Joe. That's what I mean. I can keep this at a 2.5 hour, 2 hour segment in a live that no one will probably ever hear. I can keep it here, but if you want me to make it known, that's what I'm saying.
Well, then just cut it out. Then, if you think it's going to cause trouble,
I'm just saying, do you want to be that guy, Joe? I'm not here to destroy you, but if you're willing to stand on it, I can help you stand on it. That's what I'm saying. Broke Joe is a part of the Chaz anyway. I'll get beat up for it anyways. I mean, that's what'll happen.
Well, then just don't put it out there. I don't care. I'm just talking to you.
But you're telling the truth.
Well, it's what people told me. I mean, if everyone's lying to me, then it's a lie. But I'm just telling you what I was told.
Do you think everyone telling you will own it?
I can't speak for everybody. I mean, if it's going to get into we can get into trouble, then don't do it.
Broke Joe, I don't know how to say this in any other way.
We'll let it play out. We'll talk about it.
There is a famous singer that told the story of basically our relationship, and it goes like this. I knew you were trouble when you walked in. It's a shame. I'm just saying, Joe, you are trouble. We are trouble.
But I'm not doing anything wrong.
I mean, we're not doing anything wrong. We're just telling the truth. But I said it from the beginning. I'll say it now. The people in charge, the controllers, the rulers, money don't like truth, and truth don't like money. Power don't like truth, and truth don't like power. It is a battle, Joe. It is a real battle. Truth. We just don't like power because power manipulates the truth. Power lies. So that is the situation we're in right now. Do we want to put our name on the truth? Or technically, do we want to cower to the power? As long as you're okay with your life being at risk, because I'm not in California, you are. As long as you're okay with Larry showing up with his crowbar or whatever, and Joey Bats telling you what everybody's saying, I mean, I'll roll with it. We'll make it a headline story tomorrow if you want.
I don't care one way or another. It's not. I'm not. You're going to do what you want to do. I'm on your show and I'm talking, and you do what you want to do. I don't care one way or another.
You're not just talking,
Doesn't
Joe. You're exposing a sexcapade. You're exposing P. Diddy.
I'm not exposing anything. This guy. We could talk about it 100 times over. He canceled the dash after the dash was run, and it changed the outcome of the main event. It was a hooked up track with no passing. And I pointed out an injustice to the racers, Golobic and Sanders, who had been on the front row, and he didn't like it. He wanted to attack me. Okay? I didn't cancel the dash. I didn't treat anybody bad. I didn't do anything wrong. I'm telling you what he did. So now he did another thing that sounds wrong, and I'm going to be in trouble for someone else doing things wrong?
No. I'm going to be in trouble for telling the world about it. And you're going to be the voice that says it. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, well, so what?
You're all right with being the voice. If you want to, don't shoot the messenger is a good analogy right now.
Well, if someone crosses me and they question my character, then they do something, I'm going to question their character.
I agree. That's why
I didn't start any of this.
That is
why
I
didn't start this
I
problem.
agree. I agree. That is why me and God flooded Houston. I agree.
I didn't start the problem. I didn't cause the problem. I was pointing out the problems.
Pointing
People
out.
mad at me for pointing out the problems?
Yeah. They will.
They can change it. Well, let them do it then.
Oh God. Okay.
Let them do it.
Okay. We'll let you go, Joe. I know you got stuff to go to sleep. I mean,
I'm busy all day tomorrow.
Maybe Hour of Power knows if the Kangaroo beat up Carson Macedo or not. I'm not sure.
Is that Karma? Is that Karma beat him up? What was that?
Karma or God, Karma and God, and to me is the same thing. Yeah, he got what he deserved. Yeah, yeah.
Doesn't everybody?
That's right. Karma answers to money. God don't. That's the difference.
Don't shoot the messenger.
Don't shoot the fucking messenger.
Okay.
We're going to jail.
Another. Who is?
We're going to the mental jail. They're going to put us in it. They're going to show up at your door Monday morning with a crowbar and a fire extinguisher.
Okay. Who's showing up?
I don't know. I'm just guessing. I don't know. You never
They'll be
know.
here to pick up parts.
It's California. They'll get away with it, Joe. They'll take you down, and no one will know about it except Joey Bats.
Okay. Well, I did buy a gun, remember?
Oh, shit. Joe's loaded. Joe's loaded, guys. All right. Is there anything? I guess we can get out of here. Is that it?
Yeah, we're out of
here. Are we
here.
done? It is late. It is
Yeah,
late.
we'll think about auction off the tickets.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, a New Year's Eve, if you want to do it, New Year's Eve auction of the tickets will be amazing.
See, I think you should cut that segment in, the Kyle Larson ticket store.
Oh, that's happening, 100%. 100%. That's the number one. That's my number one goal.
Okay.
All right.
That was a good story.
It's
Who
good.
else has those stories?
It's good. Okay.
Get Peter on your next show.
No. We got to play one side or the other. We can't let the liars explain themselves.
Okay. All right. That's it.
That's it. We're done.
Yep.
All right. Well, thanks for calling in, Joe, as always.
All right. See how much trouble we can get in.
Oh, it's bad. This is bad.
Can we do a show without getting ourselves in trouble?
No. The truth always
I get people
wins.
calling and yelling at me. I go on your show and I get people calling and yelling at me.
That's a good sign, right? If they're talking about you, that means they're being about you.
Not really. I don't really like being yelled at, but, some people...
If you value the truth, that's always going to happen, Joe.
Yeah.
All right.
My mom and dad didn't tell me that part of it when I was growing up.
Welcome to the story. We'll see how we end it. All right.
Okay.
Well,
Bye.
thanks for calling in.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was Broke Joe calling in. We are getting out of here. It is late. Hopefully you enjoyed the show, and we will catch you next time.
Ready to rip, ready to reach. Place my bets, hey, you never know when playing on hopes what you could achieve. Making the goal, peace with the soul, don't matter the bottle with what you believe. Cause if I'm taking it all in, the calling is harder with nothing that's harder than free. Not giving up, though, don't trip, gotta go. Take a slip, make a pass in the low. Put it down the gas for a show. Slide a pass in the grass for the opo. Got first, never last for the oh no. To the pass of the glass of the polo. Cause I'm gonna pass all you cowards with ease. And when them speeding demons come, we don't feast with the beast and the evil hunting lust. Burn your cheeks when I speak with my real passion, love. Turning all your tricks against you cause you're one and only master here. Ready to rip, ready to reach. Place my bets, hey, you never know when playing on hopes what you could achieve. Making the goal, peace with the soul, don't matter the bottle with what you believe. Cause if I'm taking it all in, the calling is harder with nothing that's harder than free. Not giving up, though, don't trip, gotta go. Take a slip, make a pass in the low. Put it down the gas for a show. Slide a pass in the grass for the opo. Got first, never last for the oh no. To the pass of the glass of the polo. Cause I'm gonna pass all you cowards with ease. And when them speeding demons come, we don't feast with the beast and the evil hunting lust. Burn your cheeks when I speak with my real passion, love. Turning all your tricks against you cause you're one and only master here. Ready to ready to reach. Place my bets, hey, you never know when playing on hopes what you could achieve. Making the go, peace with the soul, don't matter the bottle with what you believe. Cause if I'm taking it all in, the calling is harder with nothing that's harder than free. Not giving up, no, don't trip, gotta go. Take a slip, make a pass, a little low. Put it down the gas for a show. Slide a pass on the grass for the oh. Got first, never last for the oh no. To the pass, to the glass, to the photo. Cause I'm gonna pass all you cowards with ease. And when them speeding demons come, we don't feast with the beast and the evil hunting lust. Burn your cheeks when I speak with my real passion, love. Turning all your tricks against you cause you're one and only master here. Ready to rip, ready to reach. Place my bets, hey, you never know when playing on hopes what you could achieve. Making the go, peace with the soul, don't matter the bottle with what you believe. Cause if I'm taking it all in, the calling is harder with nothing that's harder than free. Not giving up, no, don't trip, gotta go. Take a slip, make a pass, a little low. Put it down the gas for a show. Slide a pass on the grass for the oh. Got first, never last for the oh no. To the pass, to the glass, to the photo. Cause I'm gonna pass all you cowards with ease. And when them speeding demons come, we don't feast with the beast and the evil hunting lust. Burn your cheeks when I speak with my real passion, love. Turning all your tricks against you cause you're one and only master here. Ready to rip, ready to reach. Place my bets, hey, you never know when playing on hopes what you could achieve. Making the go, peace with the soul, don't matter the bottle with what you believe. Cause if I'm taking it all in, the calling is harder with nothing that's harder than free. Not giving up, no, don't trip, gotta go. Take a slip, make a pass, a little low. Put it down the gas for a show.